one, and we are live, hopefully. What is going on, Internet? Welcome back to Only Cops. This is our weekly Thursday stream where we cover police related stories and things all across the Internet. Fortunately, this week, we've had a relatively slow week, and knock knock, because I don't have to work patrol anymore. I can say it's been a quiet week. Um, for those of you that are out there, you guys can 10-9 me and give me hate in the chat for saying that. But either way, I want to thank everybody that's joined us. I want to give a special thank you to our Patreon group who has supported us this entire time and has monetized most of these streams because these specific streams get demonetized AF. I want to give a special hello to Sergeant George, as we call him St. George. You're already in the chat, and I love you. And I want to give a special shout out to the two people who've joined me this Thursday. Below me, the baloney between the sandwich of me and Juan, is our old standing and our oldest Patreon member, Michael, who I will give a quick plug as to where he's at and what he's doing, depending on what he wants to do. And the power bottom of this tower stack is producer Juan, who I'm sure you guys have all been very familiar with. Give him some love. He is the reason why the logistics goes round. He keeps us all in check and tells me to stream my stuff so that you guys can see it. Yeah. Michael, do you have anything you want to tell the audience before we get started?
Just excited to be back here and can't wait to get the PTSD from all the videos.
I was telling somebody that the other day that I always, anytime I'm feeling like, you know what, maybe I could, I did do Thursday streams and it kills any desire to go back to policing I have. Jinja Ninja, hello to Jinja Ninja. I want to give him a hello. He provided like 4 of these videos that we're going to watch, so I want to give him a special thank you. Sergeant George says that he has his Axon body camera ready to go, so let the write-ups commence. Do what?
I was just gonna ask Michael. Michael, is your microphone on your desk or are you using the headset one?
The headset.
Okay, because every time you touch your desk, we hear it. So I think it's actually whatever's on your. I don't think it's actually using your headset microphone because it thumps every time you touch your desk.
Click your desk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we can totally hear it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's probably why you're quiet.
I'm gonna
just
turn him
double
down.
check that because I'm like every time you were shifting your desk, I could hear thump 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 thump.
What's going on, Sweeper? Sergeant George. Make sure your taser's ready as well. Yeah, we're gonna be yelling, "Tase that cunt" or something like that. So anyway,
that's instant demonetization, by the way. That word literally can't.
Boys and girls.
All right, so no one will ever see the stream ever again.
So, anyways, I appreciate everyone that's here. I want to thank everybody that stopped by. We are going to commence there. I want to give a big special thank you to Chris the Cop for his continued support on Tactical Tuesdays. And as I coined him Boot in our Discord, I want you guys to go check out 68 ATE because he doesn't know how to spell like me. Whiskey, go check out his YouTube channel. Go give him some love. He needs watch hours to be monetized. We're going to get started under Real Ness 1665. It is good to see you. Don't mind me. I'm just a lieutenant in the corner spying for admin.
Well, luckily, Michael's the only one you can hurt.
You can only hurt Michael here. You cannot hurt me. So we're going to cover Instagram real quick. We'll only have 6 things here, and then y'all can't see it, but above this thing here, there's like a buttload of tabs we have to get through on YouTube. So, without further ado, let's commence the write-ups here. This post, let me see if I can give us some content. I cannot play the audio because that would get us more demonetized than the C word. But the embodiment of unfuckwithable, according to Police Fitness Nutrition. I don't know if that's like a celibate thing or if that's no kidding. So, but this doesn't appear to be in the States. But I'll let you guys see this and we'll talk about it here. It's pretty short. To my understanding, there is a robbery that occurs down here in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. The reason why I think this is South America is because he's keeping his bike helmet on.
Also, the Fila shirt that's everywhere. At least in Mexico, where I'm from. Like I used to wear one of those. I think I have one still.
Oh, I 100% think you have one. I'm pretty sure you do. So I want to give a shout out to homeboy here that does not stop eating his food while getting robbed. He gave him something else.
Bro, this is like.
He's like, oh, by the way, you forgot my phone.
This is
That is
daily
very
occurrence.
impressive.
Shout
He's
out.
like, man, he's like, nah, fam, these fries are just.
8th time this week.
That's whatever.
You're the 3rd guy today.
So Illinois just recently passed a law where a bunch of these very violent offenses aren't they're not arrestable, or if they are arrestable, you can't hold them on bond for whatever reason, as long as they can't prove that you're some sort of a flight risk or a threat to society. I don't know how you're not if you're robbing people.
Yeah.
But that's how casual people are probably going to start getting about getting robbed. I don't think in any society we should be, unless your police are like that awesome that you're going to have like basically RoboCop or like Judge Dredd rolling down to go execute this guy as he leaves the store. I'm probably never going to be that calm about it. That being said, I would always hate to comply when you have stuff like that happening, unless you're in the fuck around and find out crew, and in that case, more power to you. Make sure you
Shocking. Cops has to comply.
yeah, make sure that you hold some level of legal representation if you're going to be smoking people in the street. Michael, do you have anything to contribute?
Yeah, definitely have legal representation. If you don't have a firearm with you or you don't feel comfortable being able to draw it, use it, comply. Do what they ask you to do and call the police. And then hopefully we can catch them in the long run.
Sure.
It's more important that you come out of it alive than, anything else. So
Apparently, Realness said that he started doing off-duty jobs when he lost his OT, but Thursday stream makes it worth it. Keep up the good guys. Well, Realness, I'm glad we make you happy. I'm glad we can make off time, and especially off duties are rough. I never did them specifically because like my city was so busy that by the time I got done with my week, I didn't want to put my uniform back on, and we made so much in overtime that it's like I basically had a part-time job, and that was being on duty for longer than I signed up to be. So I didn't really do it, but shout out to those guys that are paying for their third wives with that overtime money.
I did want to add, it's probably not applicable in this situation, maybe, but like for burglaries and stuff like that, make sure you have insurance.
Yes.
Make sure you're well insured. Get that thing like double, triple checked.
Mm-hmm.
Price shop and make sure you have good coverage, because if you do have to give up your property, it is better if you are not at least at like the monetary value of it.
I think it makes it so much easier. You're less likely to have an emotional reaction to having to get it because you're like, well, it's fucking insured. You know what I mean? I always giggle at people that have never been in car accidents before. Freak out if they get in a car that are just people that don't deal with stress very well. But like people that it's been like their third or fourth claim, or like sometimes people with the fairer sex that have been in a few more accidents than others, or younger people, because it's typically young men that get more accidents than anybody.
Actually, statistically, it's
younger men.
Dudes that get in more accidents because we're a little more reckless.
By your third getting T-boned, you're like, I already know the process. Here's my insurance, and you're not that emotional or upset about it, unless it's like a collector car or something like that. So shout out to this. This is.
Dude, if I had a collector car, I would never leave the garage.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I would. I wouldn't
that
drive it
thing.
anywhere.
Hell no. Anything over like 60,000 for a car, I probably wouldn't drive
hopefully there's no music to this. I'm gonna play it in the off chance there probably is. They're in a car. Let's be honest.
If I had Bill's Raptor, I wouldn't drive that thing. I'd be terrified.
This is the most incredible piece of make it work, just nonsense I've ever seen. This is Street Smarts, boys and girls. This, for those of you that do not know, there's no backstory here, but I'm assuming they're in a foot chase with old boy. I don't know how they got to the freeway. Maybe it was a traffic stop or whatever. There's some guys jumping on the back of cars, but this last guy that comes into frame here is double dicking it for justice. on the back of somebody else's motorcycle. You should always be in good shape. I at the very least get some cardio in. As long as you can run a mile, I think you're doing pretty good. If you get an opportunity, sometimes we used to do this. I would get on a treadmill. We had treadmills at work. I would run in gear, just because it is a little different. Running with an extra 30 pounds on you is way different than running in some basketball shorts and a shirt. But shout out to these guys, because there were civilians that were willing to like stop and be like, "Yo, buddy, like jump on my back." So shout out to the civilians wherever the hell this is. And then shout out to the guy that was willing to, like I said, double dig it for justice. It's incredible. This guy's
kind of buddy.
Yeah, that's impressive. Like, and shout out to the motorcycle driver that was like, "Yeah, man, hop on."
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's like, hey, bro, I'm secure
I see.
enough in my masculinity to let you jump on the back
Yeah,
of my thing here.
it's like,
Knows the
oh, yeah.
importance of 2-man units, okay?
Yeah. What's going on, Tyler Stevens? Good to see you, my dude. And Sergeant George says, too bad 68 Whiskey couldn't even make it on the stream. Yeah, what a loser. See, what happens is he still has to continue to actually work because he's not monetized. That's what it is. He needs more supporters. Go help him out. Anyway, shout out to these guys. It's talking about getting robbed here. Backstory. 2 individuals entered a home of an elderly couple with the intent of robbing them. I think they did rob them as opposed to just the intent. The individuals instructed the couple to get into a closet so they could steal from the home, I guess without being obstructed or whatever. Fortunately, the couple was not subjected to any level of physical harm, and no word on whether or not the individuals were caught. I just kind of want to let this play here for a second. Elderly couples like this really don't stand it. These are young men with guns. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. No, that's like the prime victims right there.
Oh, sure. And I want to say this. This is what we were talking about as far as like comply or die. If it makes any sense. Like if you cannot win said fight, why try to have one? I do believe in trying to get away. In this instance, these robbers were smart. I don't want to call them smart, but they were at least tactical enough to realize, hey, if I keep them secured in an area and keep a phone off them, I have enough time to actually rob stuff, if that makes any sense. Situational awareness is probably the best way to avoid this kind of stuff. They were probably approached coming from their car. They'd probably already been staked out, or these guys were just driving around knowing that there's a bunch of old people that live here. Waited for someone, and it's in that transitional space from your vehicle to a structure that you are by far the most vulnerable. And it is also the easiest to spot. I see an old person in their car, you just follow them home. Not to teach people how to rob people, but like you can technically just follow them and wait for an opportunity to go do
Robbing People 101 with Josh.
it. Yes, robbing people here at Only Cops. Yeah,
That's our second channel. That's only robbers.
Yeah, only robbers,
Only
right?
robbers.
Shout out to Manifold. What's going on? But the reason I point all this out is I know we haven't seen Manifold in a hot minute. The reason why I point this out is this is the way that the criminal element thinks. And I talk about the criminal element because that there's not like some guy driving drunk, or there's not like, this is somebody who had a plan, had the equipment, picked out a target, made sure their faces were covered, found their victims and did it. This is the criminal element. Their job in their mind is to rob people. Because there are people like that, put systems in place that keep you safe. Part of that's
by the door, the paint can on a string at the stairs.
No, not Home Alone.
Just Home Alone your house.
So I will say this. One of the and I'm a big proponent of the Second Amendment, and I'm always going to say that if you're old, you're not going to be whipping out, a 45 and smoking these guys unless you practice. However, one of the things I always tell people in general that it's an expensive thing to have, but totally worth it, is a dog. I'm talking like a legit dog.
Yeah.
So not a poodle, not a Yorkie. Get yourself a dog that you can handle and that you love and care, and you walking it and feeding it and giving it attention and making sure it's getting good food, groomed, and medical care. That dog will absolutely die for you in this type of situation. It would be fucking up this guy until they shot it dead. If you take care of it and understand that not all dogs are created equal. You can talk to our resident canine expert. Not all, even if the breed's supposed to be good for it, it doesn't mean that they're going to be good at doing that, protecting stuff, training.
I'm sure Michael will have more to say. He's a canine officer or whatever, but
whatever. Jesus Christ.
Or whatever. No, but I was gonna say, like, just because it is a guarding breed or whatever, doesn't make it a guard dog. The whole point of it is deterrence. It's probably not going to be to have a guard dog, you have to train a guard dog. And you don't just get a big dog and it's a guard dog. But a dog that is loud and barks and sounds big. We used to have Scottish Terriers. They sound like big dogs. They're little dogs. They're easy for older people to take care of. They're kind of like cats in that they want affection when they want it. When they don't, they kind of leave you alone. But their bark is pretty loud and deep, especially male Scottish Terriers. So from outside, that sounds like a very big dog you probably don't want to mess with. Mm-hmm. They bite pretty damn hard. Like, their jaws are actually really strong. And so that's a good kind of compromise if you're maybe elderly or you don't think you can handle. If you live in an apartment, If you live in a small house, you don't have time to do like long walks. Scottish Terrier will get tired in half an hour, and it's a good deterrent. They're gonna go to the house that doesn't have a dog barking.
So
99%.
shout out to also that the police post actually mentioned that dogs, they don't have to be trained like canines to be effective. Bigger dogs that have a bark can turn people around. Michael, give us an insight on how much it costs to have a dog that'll actually go and fuck a guy up.
If you're actually going to get a dog that's trained to the level that you want it to be, especially for a guard dog or anything like that, you're looking at least, and I'm probably lowballing, like $5,000 or more. And
Is that just for the dog?
For the dog, depending on the breed, you might be paying like $12,000.
Oof.
I'm just talking the training.
Just training. Holy shit. You're not even feeding the guy. You're not crating the guy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You can get like decommissioned canines that are like retired or whatever that have all the training and stuff, but they're like $30,000.
They're going to be expensive.
But,
well,
it gets expensive.
And also, you got to imagine
my dog to sit was like $300. So, yeah. We went to a little canine school or whatever. Learned like 3 tricks.
There's the one thing a lot of people are going to say, oh, get a dog that's trained to do this, get a dog that's trained to do that. There is, having taken a bite from dogs before, and it doesn't matter what type of dog, it doesn't matter what breed, if it's trained or not trained. When you hear a dog bark and you hear a dog growl, and if you especially get one of those really loud dogs that pant really heavy, there is nothing more intimidating than hearing that coming towards you. Whether you know it can bite you or not, there is nothing more intimidating. And I guarantee you, you can deter a lot of crime by just having that dog. It's like, in law enforcement, officer presence is the first step on the use of force continuum.
Yep.
Well, that presence is going to be the first step in your use of force continuum at your home.
Bet.
Doggo presence.
Doggo presence. Check that off. Doggo presence was effective.
Doggo presence. Yep.
Shout out to Police Post once again. If you have an Instagram, go check them out. Paid.
Dude, look at Tyler Stevens' chat. He said he paid $5,000 for his red nose pit and about $11,000 on the training.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You know how much?
It's expensive.
You know how much a handgun costs? It's a lot less.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Now requisite training and like range fees and all that stuff. It's close, but and you don't have to feed a gun or like be worried about it. You don't take it to the vet.
Your gun doesn't love you back.
Exactly.
Well, you have to feed it. But I know my
dog's looking at jam.
My police department spent just getting my dog $12,000, and I don't want to know what the bill was to get him trained.
I can't imagine.
Technically, he's had to go through training 3 times because he has to go through training with each handler. He's had 3. I'm number 3. I cannot imagine that bill.
Sure. Well, and on top of that, there's also like just general maintenance and stuff like that. It's a lot more. Dog, and I want to come out and say this, and especially Bill will be proud of us for having this conversation because he's a very big dog lover. A lot of people, they treat dogs like a lot of people treat firearms, and that you get it and you think you're done. Well, I own the thing, so it's fine. I was like, no. If you want this thing to have a relationship with you and like trust you or give a shit, there's those aspects of it. If you want it to even be physically capable of intervening in this type of stuff, feeding them, giving them exercise, teaching them, like, well, can I take it to the store with me? Most stores are going to tell you to fuck right off with that. You know what I mean? So, like, you got to figure out, am I going to pay for extra licensing for this to be a certified, like, helper dog or whatever it is? What adjustments to my lifestyle am I going to make? If I live in an apartment, there's a lot of apartments that won't allow you to have certain breeds of dogs that are going to be useful for this type of stuff. And they have their reasons. And being a cop that had to deal with that a lot, I had too many apartments where I worked. I'd have, 160-pound German Shepherd getting loose and killing someone's poodle. And I was like, sorry, I got to call the pound. I feel like an asshole, but that's my job.
Train and socialize your dogs, too. Don't just get it thinking that's all you need. You need to actually have them trained, socialized. Be a good dog owner.
That's what I mean.
Just saying,
you gotta take care of it so it can take care of you.
If you're choosing between like a security alarm and like a dog, go for the dog.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Effectiveness of preventing your house from being broken.
And you can hard target your house. You can fortify your doors. There's a lot of other things you could do, but in general, as far as efficacy, It's like a witness that doesn't give a shit and is always going to be on your side. That's what a dog is.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And even just from people encroaching on your house when you're gone. An alarm system might sound off, and people might even hear. I have plenty of people that'll the glass break will happen, the little alarm will kick off, and they know they got a couple seconds. You don't have minutes when there's a dog in there that in your mind you think's gonna bite you. It's a weird psychological thing. Now, if you're doing things that are gonna piss off the ATF, I don't recommend the dog. I recommend the security system. Be it as it may, I'm allowed to poke fun at the ATF. So, shout out to Police Post. I specifically pulled this because I saw is a quick 20-second clip. Let me see if there's any backstory here. There's not. But I want to kind of showcase what happened. There's a little bit of audio here.
Commander Sleeper, dogs are better than children because dogs listen.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, old boy gets smoked. Yeah.
He wasn't fucking around.
I want to bring out that this officer was approached. I don't know what the circumstances of why he shot him, what kind of threat he posed, whatever. But he went from seated to drawing his pistol, getting his door open to make sure he's got an avenue to escape, seeing the guy, putting effective rounds on target, getting on the radio, doing everything. The pistol he currently has is a Smith & Wesson. It's like a 6,000 series or 5,000 series handgun. This is an all steel frame handgun. These were popular in the 80s. This is pre-Glock. This is right around when people were like, well, I want more bullets than a revolver, but whatever. If you go look up the Brave one, they use this gun. All the Lethal Weapons, the original Lethal Weapons, they use this gun. These are old tech.
This is the lethal weapon.
This is the Lethal Weapon. Yes, exactly. We literally had this exact gun in a museum case at my department because that's how old this tech is.
That's awesome.
He's probably wearing Danners. He's probably like some, 25-year vet or so. That or this department just doesn't care to get new equipment. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But even without the high-speed, low-drag, red dot, surefire equipped, Glock 34 MOS, he was able to effectively do the job because he clearly had the training and the experience and to be able to do it. I don't know the circumstances around it, so I don't want to talk about the shooting itself. But
is there a dash cam there at all?
This is the only thing I got. Let me see if I can get you some background here.
There is a little bit of backstory up there.
It's LAPD.
They received a call of an individual armed with a machete.
Okay. Well,
And they gave,
deadly threat.
they gave him a commands to drop it, and he failed to comply.
Don't approach cops with machetes. It's a bad idea.
I wonder if that's one of the YouTube videos we have. I think that might also be one of the YouTube videos. They might have like a longer one.
It's a possibility. Either way, old equipment is no excuse for not being able to do the job. You'd be amazed at what the right officer can accomplish even without the right equipment. It's pretty incredible. Exactly.
Different gun.
I mean, Chris does it all the time, right?
yeah, exactly.
From his chair.
Yeah, Chris is using like 1930s equipment. He's got that big old.
It's this up here.
radio.
This is his 1930s equipment. It's his right.
He's got Alexander Graham Bell's original radio.
Shout out. I plan on going to one of those companies. I have to. Oh, wait, did I miss something here? I missed something here. Unless you're the owner of Wile E. Coyote. What?
What?
Oh, we're still talking about dogs up here.
Yeah.
Came home, 6 kids at the same time, protect my kids.
6 kids, yeah, you
Wow, golly. You have.
Merge them all together and keep them corralled.
You should get an extra tax break for that many kids. You know what I mean? Golly.
I'm sure he does. It's not going to be enough, but he gets it.
I'm pretty sure we've already done this video because they've said it. I just want to show it.
Oh, shit.
You're taking L's. I don't care.
No, bro.
That's for every TikTok cop that dances. That's what should be happening. Anyways, we're getting out of here. So we are on to YouTube videos. Let me see. Shout out to police activity. Go give them some love. This is Bakerfield police officer gets in a pew-pew with the suspect advancing towards him with a rock. Let's see if we get any more. It's Bakerfield, California, or Bakersfield, California.
William Johnson up in here.
They got a report of an adult male attempting to force entry into a residence. You have a burglary in progress. That's going to be a code 3 response. Male later identified as Mariano. Jimenez, maybe 35.
Amen.
Martiniano.
Jimenez.
Yeah.
Jimenez.
Jimenez. He ignored commands, so on and so forth. We'll go see it. Let's see what's going on here. It's only 5 minutes long. Oh, we got some surveillance footage. Shout out.
That's helpful.
Look at how he casually strolling up to this door. Shout out to this American flag. This guy's got a nice truck too.
Hey, that way if someone's watching the surveillance footage, it doesn't look sus.
He doesn't look
Lens
sad.
flare.
His lens flare is pretty intense.
All they need to do is just tilt that light a little bit away, and they'll be fine.
Why?
Getting in.
So
man.
so he's ringing the doorbell here. I'm guessing.
This is directed by J.J. Abrams.
If you're gonna commit crime here,
Ooh.
just make sure your face is right under that lens flare, so any defense attorney
So
can get you off.
in this lower right-hand corner here, you see that he's backing away from the door and getting a running start to try to kick it down. So this is.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple times.
In Texas, this is what you call defending your castle. In California, they have to cower and I guess pray or something like that.
Is this Bakerfield? Is it California?
It's California.
In California, you give them the keys to your house when they try to do that.
Yes, please, sir. God dang.
He did it.
Oh, so he's using one of these landscaping rocks. This is one thing that I think is really underappreciated. So I was an idiot when my house first got built. They had a bunch of extra bricks from when they built my house, and I just left the pallet in my driveway. And I didn't think it's really heavy, and I was gonna have to move it myself, like literally brick by brick, move it to the back of my house so I didn't have it hanging out there. And I left it there for like weeks because it was probably months. Let's be honest. I'm sure my wife somewhere furiously typing in the chat. Hopefully not. Like, yeah, no, you motherfucker, you didn't move it for months. But it dawned on me that I was like, I'm literally giving someone a free way to break my window. Like, let's not have bricks. Like, I mean, it was like the 2020 riots where they were like leaving brick pallets around. So, hey, free stuff to go do shenanigans. Be really careful with what you leave in and around, especially the entryways of your house. If you're giving him, like, you wouldn't leave a crowbar in your front door. You know what I mean? Don't leave stuff like this. And especially when it comes to front doors, I am not a big fan of glass on your front door, anywhere in your front door. Super easy to break and go in there and unlock your door from the inside. It defeats any purpose of having a lock on your front door if you have glass. Especially in the day and age of Ring cameras. And again, like outside cameras that you can access from your phone. You don't damn near even need a peephole, to be honest. So anyways.
Oh, but it looks pretty.
It does look pretty.
An iron gate in front of that.
That's true. You could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, he broke part of the door.
This
Wow! Why the truck?
Oh,
What did the truck do to you?
So
the
this is
disrespect.
the death penalty now in the state of Texas. We'll bring back the firing squad for this.
Deadly force is authorized.
Hey, shout out
you know.
to Steel Bumpers though. I'd be pissed.
That staggered him for a second there.
Yeah, he'd be swinging real hard. He's throwing potted plants? I don't know what his deal is. I wonder if he's high. I'd be so pissed.
Why?
Oh, I'd be so
Is it
pissed.
personal?
I wonder
take
if
my
it's like
shit.
if it's like an X or something like that, or
Yeah.
It might maybe.
this seems
Oh.
like real intense.
This is personal. This is personal.
Yeah. He could be high and think he's somewhere else, but
Yeah.
I think he looks more drunk to me because he's pretty like put together. He might just be on the sauce and in a full thing of rage, but did he drive here? Wonder how he got here. Bro, get it together, Cameron.
I know.
Now what's he got?
Oh, it's like a propane tank. Oh no, it's like a piece of pipe. Wow!
Yeah.
Shout out to what is this? This is like a Chevy or something. Shout out
And
to
everybody
this.
reevaluate what you have in your front yard. Because see all this crap he's grabbing?
I'm just saying.
That could be your vehicle.
You would have already gotten in my vehicle. I don't know.
Bro, this is straight up a Chevy commercial at this point.
I know.
Like, it is just tanking. It is tanking all of this. Shout out.
Yeah, Chevy all the way, baby.
Oh, I didn't freeze for you guys like it did for me.
Wow.
So, is that just a piece of the door? What is he swinging?
I think it might
What's
be a
that
piece of the frame and a piece of the door.
Damn.
He still has
I
not
like how
broken.
he knows he broke it with his body, but thinks it's going to damage the car.
Yeah. See that he just broke that window. You could see the fragmentation of the window kind of getting out. I wonder what is. You got a problem? Just shout out to civilians that are out there in the world. If you see a guy doing this and it's not your property, probably not going to walk up and ask him what's going on. This is either a domestic, which you for damn sure don't want any part in. He's high or whatever. So unless, and the problem is too, is because you're not the victim here, you're intervening, your use of force is going to be real hard to articulate because you placed yourself in that situation and you don't have a duty to intervene. You could maybe articulate defense of a third person. I could see that in this instance, but like, I don't know that I'm intervening unless like I know my neighbor, I know this guy's an absolute crackhead or whatever, and I'm trying to make sure that like the kids that are in there by themselves aren't getting beat to death by this psycho.
If he was like attempting to go through the window, you could probably articulate you were concerned for your neighbor's safety. But when he's just damaging property, again, some states it may be totally kosher. California is not one of those states. You're just gonna have to let that happen and call the cops.
So, Explorer, I agree with you that you could articulate serious bodily injury, but he is only destroying property. So, unless he's verbalizing a threat to a person, it's gonna you need more. I know that sounds stupid. The way that police officers are going to articulate is obviously he's got weapons around him, but they're in prevention of a violent felony. Burglary is going to be the violent felony here. As a civilian, the rules are not, because you don't have an obligation to arrest this guy. You don't have a duty to arrest this guy. As the victim, you have some level of degree of you want to stop stuff or whatever. But
now, I will say this with him, now that the person has engaged him, conversationally, and he's approaching him pretty aggressive. Sure. His fists are balled. Sure. You could articulate some level of
cues and stuff like that. Sure.
Yeah. You could articulate a use of force on this guy if he was coming at you under those circumstances. I mean, you've already seen him attempt to break into a house. You've already seen him damage property, and now he's coming at you aggressively.
Yeah.
That would give me reason to believe that I may be in danger.
Let's see what goes on here.
And I will say, even if it is your property, as a person with self-preservation instincts,
oh yeah,
you're breaking stuff.
Yeah.
You say stay strapped, I say stay insured. Like,
I'm 100%. Yeah,
it's to jump on you by you might be a trained or whatever.
Yeah.
If he happens to get the jump on you, if you can be safe inside your house while this is going on and wait for the cops to show up,
110%.
Go for it.
Let law enforcement carry the liability to resolve this issue. Do not try to take this upon yourself. There's just no reason.
You can also get it wrong and not be able to defend yourself correctly, articulate your use of force correctly, because you are a civilian. You don't know what you're doing necessarily.
Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
And you do not have protection from the state.
And this is what insurance is for. So
we just talked about that. There it is. Yeah. Also,
shout out. Giving advertising for insurance right now, but
shout out to this flashlight, dude. Holy shit! Just look at how much it's lighting this thing. Yeah.
I thought that was a car.
No, this is a flashlight. Shout out. This is having the power of a good flashlight, my dude. This is crushing it here.
Hey, kill me. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, blind him.
He consented.
Yeah.
Is this a police officer? I don't think it's a police officer.
I don't know.
A nosy neighbor.
It's a nosy neighbor with a gun. Oh no, it's a cop. I can kind of see a little bit of his belt here.
Okay.
And
so other thing that I'm thinking of as a civilian here, which is why you also probably as the neighbor don't want to get involved in this. Cop shows up, sees two people outside and a bunch of destruction. He doesn't know which one of you is the guy that's breaking stuff.
Exactly.
He doesn't know which one of you is the violent felon. It could be either of you. You both look amped up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Create a situation where you could put yourself in danger for no reason over a truck. I love my truck to the next guy, but
also shout out to this guy for staging. I couldn't even watching the video figure out that was a cop until he absolutely needed to know. Like he straight up came. I'm gonna look up here to see if I can see him. Yeah, this is him circling around the front of this car real quick.
What is wrong with you?
Yep.
Get the fuck away! Hey, let me see your head.
Now, if I'm anyone that's not old crazy boy here, Beyonce with what was it? Becky
with the good hair.
Becky with the good hair. You know what I mean, or whatever. If I'm not this guy or the cop, I don't want to be anywhere near this. This is a very
Yeah.
nasty use of force situation. But I want to show it. Like, this cop did a good job. I didn't see a patrol car. He came up, assessed the situation as addressing it, but he's getting to do it with the element of surprise. I'd like to hear law enforcement, like, hey, I'm LAPD or whatever the heck it is, or what is it, Bakersfield PD or whatever, BPD, probably what he's going to say. I'd like to hear that first announced so that you now can say that he knowingly and intentionally didn't do the whole lawful order stuff.
Well, I have a quick question about how you would get dispatched to this, only because I see him walking up by himself. So my guess is whoever called was like, hey, this dude's trying to break into my house. He's destroying my property out front, right? So I'm sure he's probably like they're probably not writing to, man. He's probably the first one to show up. Yeah. But like, how many people would be sent to this?
Typically 3 at my police department. 2 are required, but a lot of times we would request a third, or if you just had people keeping it gangsta, they would jump the call. So like if me and Juan are getting dispatched to this, right? You know, Michael, being the like not dumbass that he is, he's like, hey, I not only have a dog, which is a dope force multiplier, right? But I'm also like a third cop and can be like, hey, which way are you guys approaching? I can find a way to tactically contribute to this situation. You know, because even if he's here, like, let's say, you know, Juan and I are right now at gunpoint with the guy, and he's the next one showing up, he can get on the radio and say, hey, go ahead and give us the channel. We have one guy at gunpoint, so that the guy actually doing the use of force isn't having to do all of that. I'd like to see 3. I think you could do it with 2 good cops, if that makes any sense. There's zero reason why one officer should be answering this unless someone's getting beat to death. Yeah.
So there's my department.
How big this department is? I'm gonna check real quick.
Bakersfield.
My department, they would dispatch 2, but you pretty much get every cop in the area
that's available. Yeah.
And I mean, now as far as him getting there on scene and being by himself, he could have been right down the street from the call when it came out. You know, you never know.
A population of 380,000, so I feel like
there's got to be a massive police department. Yeah,
police officers there.
What's going on, Pamela? Yeah. It is good to see you, Miss Pamela. The other reason why I'll say you might make scene on this first is to get eyes on. I do like that he's not. He better not try to go hands on. I'm be so pissed off at this guy. But getting eyes on just so you can see if the suspect's there. Because let's say he sees you and he runs. Or typically in a burglary, you really only got a couple minutes before this guy's deucing out. You don't want him to reoffend. You'd like to get this guy into custody so he's not victimizing someone else down the road. In that instance, I could see it. And then it actually kind of makes sense, too, that he didn't announce himself. He didn't turn on his flashlight. He was being Batman in the shadows so that he could try to get eyes on. Then he realized somebody was trying to engage the suspect, and then it forced the officer's hand to go ahead and intervene to prevent this.
And we don't know
as a second officer because it's so damn bright.
That's true.
And we don't know when he was off screen. He could have been on the radio the whole time, updating his dispatch. Like, hey, I got a guy out here. He's damaging a car. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
You know.
Shout out to
he's about to get into a call with another guy.
No kidding. Shout out to the 20. Yeah, shout out to the 21 of you watching. Go ahead and drop a like if you like what you're seeing. We are currently breaking some stuff down, and we are joined by Michael and Juan. That sounded like a taser deployment. Yeah, this is a civilian, I think.
Get the fuck back. Get the fuck back.
That's a write-up.
I bless it.
Yeah. This is another officer. This is a civilian. This is a second officer. So this is a really shitty crossfire situation that this officer can do nothing about, to be honest. He's backing up. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
Once the cops get there, like, you can give a statement later.
Sure.
It's not that big a deal. They know that you're around.
I don't want to be part of this. Mm-mm. Now once they go hands on, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you throw the rock?
Yeah, I think he did.
Is that a gunshot?
This is a third officer.
Oh, tased him.
Yeah, I think. Oh, we get body cam.
Hell yeah!
So he did sneak up like I thought he did. Sneaky snake. I like this guy. He did have backup pretty close. U.S. backup got there pretty quickly, but shout out to this
Yeah.
officer because this is how we fucking talk about it all the time on this damn show. Stage and approach. You do not want to show up in your bullet magnet when you have a guy approaching you. He gave this guy the best possible opportunity to survive this encounter, and he also did it in the safest way possible. That not only could he get on the radio and give live information, because let's say he shows up and it's like a dog or somebody's scarecrow that fell over in the wind. Let's not have a bunch of people driving code to this call. It can slow everybody down, get it to go. But also, like I said, he can get eyes on, and we no longer have to rely on the caller who can lie. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten this call text, and it's like a dude that got locked out of his own apartment because his crazy girlfriend doesn't want to let him back in because she wants to see his phone. He doesn't want her to see the phone, and he's literally getting locked out of his. She's like, he's trying to break in the door, and I'm going code, and I point a gun at the boyfriend, and now I feel like an asshole. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let's not forget the dispatcher taking in the information, or the call taker.
Sure.
Could leave something out.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure, bro.
Misinterpret something.
If you're dispatch, you know you've taken that L more than once that you did not translate the call very well to call text or left some shit out like, oh, by the way, he's got a crowbar in his hand, and I walk up thinking this guy's just passed out or whatever.
And if you say you didn't, you're lying.
Exactly. We'll see how this goes.
Hey, let me see your fucking hands.
Oh, officer presence. That is a write-up, but that's some officer. But shout out to this guy.
He gets an A+ for me.
Hey,
Yeah.
let me see your hands.
Like I said, I'd like for him to announce that he is a police officer, just for use of force sake. Boys and girls, if you're watching this and you want to be in law enforcement, say whatever your agency is, or just say police. If you don't want to screw up BPD, I mean APD, I mean CPD or whatever, like just say police. But you cover yourself a lot.
You're shining the world's brightest flashlight at his face. He can't see your uniform.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to, and part of that announcement aspect of it is the idea is that he has to knowingly and intentionally do XYZ. A shout out. We still haven't put that flashlight.
Yeah, what I'm wearing like this.
Yeah. So.
I can totally see you, Juan. What are you talking about?
You got those special eyes.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, kill me. I don't give a fuck.
hey, let me
Also, that's consent again.
see your hands.
With my wife.
Hey, bud, hey, get back here, man.
Fuck your mom.
Get back here. Hey.
Cool.
You have a police officer now having to manage your dumbass because you decided to show up. Don't be that guy. That guy gets like an F- for life. He should have gotten the Darwin Award here.
Hey,
You hear me?
let me see your fucking hands.
So we have a saying in my house. It's in Spanish. It's mucho ayuda el que no estorba, which means the person that doesn't get in the way helps a lot. Which is like our way of saying get out of, stay out of the if you're not gonna
There
any help.
So,
Like that's basically this. Like you are not helpful.
Yeah.
You are in the way.
yeah.
Get out of the way.
So this guy did just throw a rock or something. It was smaller rocks, but he did throw a rock at a police officer. This is already aggravated assault. Technically, you could have blessed the shooting at this point, but I'd be curious to see how this plays out.
Kill me.
Get
Hey,
into the house.
Kill me.
let me see your fucking hands.
Fuck. You're gonna threaten me with my life? Fuck you.
Get the fuck back.
Hey, back.
Get
You
the
gonna kill
fuck
me?
back.
Kill me.
That's consent.
You better fucking kill me in my head. Hey, get back.
Hey, go ahead.
I'm down, dude. I can't.
Radical, do it.
That's
Do it, Radical.
very specific.
Do it.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, that's why he throws the rock.
So he told him do it like 3 or 4 times, basically telling this other guy, "Hey, like, please tase this guy. I don't want to shoot him in the face." Shout out to that officer for doing it though.
Kill me.
Get the fuck back.
That's fucking blanks. Come on.
That's fucking blank. Did he
Shout out to
miss?
Agathon for making a
Blanks,
super
come on.
good product in that taser that did not do a damn thing.
Yep.
We're good.
There you go.
I'm blanks. Come on. Kill me.
Good job, Axon.
What's up, 498?
Did it do?
Come on.
I wonder if he actually hit the guy. Let's see. Shooting occurred. Deployed a taser. Was taken into custody with no further incident. Was played on paid administrative leave while the investigators. Aggravated assault.
I don't take it back. I don't apologize.
He did not get
Didn't get shot?
He cranked the round off, but didn't hit the guy.
Hmm.
Go to the
And
range.
that was in reaction.
Oh, that's what took him to the ground.
Yeah, go to the range.
Honestly, I think he flinched at the last second because the rock coming at him. Because
Oh,
he
sure.
shot when the rock.
Yeah. Which, again,
Yeah.
perfectly
Makes sense.
justified. That's aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. It's reasonable for him to assume that, he can get hurt by that and incur some level of serious bodily injury. Let's say my RTO told me in academy that even though it's frowned upon, you can use persuasive verbal language if you think it'll influence the suspect's cooperation. Just every time I say, and for those of you that are new to this, every time I say that's a write-up, that just means expect one. I'm not saying don't do it. I did shit all the time, knowing like damn well, like I'm gonna get talked to about this. Like this is a lecture waiting to happen. But it's
cash paper
yeah.
for this one.
But when you're the police officer and the onus and the responsibility of what happens and that falls on you, you have to decide what you're willing to do to let the situation get resolved in hopefully the best way possible. And so you're the one left holding the bag of liability. You're the one left holding the bag of the moral responsibility of it, and then the actual duty. You were the sworn person that was there to go administrate justice. This falls on you. So make that decision for yourself. I already knew that where my line was for, when I was going to use deadly force, when I was going to MF a dude, to make sure that he could comply or not. When I wanted to go hands-on, when I had to be comfortable with trying to back off. There's all of these decisions you have to make very quickly. Let's pregame this and say, hey, these are the things that I need to see before
let's pregame.
Yeah, let's pregame before we go to policing. I had a few PTOs that did that. Or FTOs for those of you that are part of the program.
Shelf up here. Oh, there it is.
Yes, Fertile Forge is in the game as Blank Forge. What is going on, Blank? It's good to see you. He will be here in the after party. We will be having an after party after this.
He said, I just want to say him hitting that window made me think of the rookie trying to bust a window. Yep.
100%.
From that, we have an Officers React. If you haven't watched our Officers React, if you're only here from live streams, go watch those. They're great.
Shout out.
The report, what you said, and say why. Yeah. Make sure you put it in the report. If you're going to MF a dude, go ahead and put it in the report. Thank you to all the 22 people that are currently watching. Go ahead and drop a like if you like what you're seeing. And if you really, really love us and want to monetize our unmonetizable streams, you can go ahead and join the Patreon group, which is as little as $1 a month. And like our OG Patreon member that is currently the bologna between the me and Juan sandwich, lets you do cool stuff and have access to us 24/7. Shout out to police activity.
You like Michael in his cozy nest and join on stream.
Exactly. This is in Glendale, California. California's taking an L for the law right now this week. This was in April 14th of 2022. Glendale police officers indicated a traffic stop on a stolen vehicle at the intersection of whatever. It's not important. Okay, this is going to be a vehicle pursuit. We'll go see what happens. I don't want to spoil it.
That car.
You already know what it is.
Get that car. Somebody, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let me see your hands.
So they know it's stolen. This is going to be a high-risk takedown, and if it's not, I'm going to have some issue with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be curious to see. So I know how we were trained to do high-risk takedowns. I hope it's the same way. Michael, are you approaching this vehicle?
Hell no.
Good answer. He wins for the day. A high-risk takedown. Yeah. Oh, producer Juan's like, I ain't no bitch. I'm going to go walk right up to this thing.
He's gonna. Well, yeah, but Juan's got the revolver.
Right in there.
He's got the revolver and the shield, so he's fine, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, he's fine.
Roman Fat Cat, what's going on? And I like that he says, California always takes the L. Schneider Ramirez, what's going on? Good to see you as well. The whole point of a felony takedown of a vehicle or a high-risk takedown of a vehicle, and by that I just mean that you are going to apply some force through officer presence and also probably pointing a gun at it, is that this person's engaged in a violent felony or some level of felonious activity, and therefore the likelihood of this person running, this person shooting, this person fighting, all of the above is very, very high. So let's treat it that way. Let's treat every situation with the respect that it deserves. And if this guy's going to do violent felony shit, he's going to be treated by the police like they're doing violent felony shit. So do not approach this car. I will get very salty if they do.
Hands out the window.
This is how you get ignorant police.
100%. I'm probably giving him a command to get out of said vehicle, but this is probably where he runs.
Keep your hands out the window.
I'd be a little bit more forceful with my commands.
There's the
I'd be telling him to get out. Get out of the car.
Let me know we got enough people. Yeah, we'll send.
Get them out now. Fuck them. You got 2 guys. You got enough.
Yeah.
How many can you see? Same 17 vehicles up here by 2. We can get a unit.
The longer this takes, the longer they
Yep.
have an opportunity to develop a plan to do something stupid. Protect them
And
from themselves.
And you see he's looking out the window, so he's looking exactly where the cop.
Mhm.
So he's in his mind, he's come up with that plan of,
Yep.
okay, how am I going to do this?
Yep. Also, fuck you, Exon, since you're here.
Okay, keep your hands out the window, all right? Just do what we say, okay?
Oh yeah,
We'll
sure.
explain to you in a second, all right?
I want the cop from the last video on this one.
Yes.
Hey, motherfucker, get your hands out the car. That's what you want. When again, like I said, if you have 2, you have somebody that can maintain lethal cover and somebody that can go hands on. At the very minimum, you have enough to at least start working on this driver. Because as of right now, it's the person in the state of Texas, at least, operating or in possession of that vehicle. We call it not UCW. It's unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Basically, it's you've stolen it. We don't have Grand Theft Auto in Texas. But I think it's Grand Theft in California.
Yeah, you're good right now. Yeah, I got eyes on you.
Shout out to Tyler Stevens.
Right.
I feel it's
It's just you and a
unconstitutional.
female, right?
The auto license plate reader.
You and a girl? What?
Auto
Even
license
if
plate
he was
readers
by
are,
himself.
yeah. So auto reading a license plate is perfectly constitutional because
Yes.
you put it on there because you're operating a taxpayer funded roadway. So they get to control whether they get to register it or not. Now, that does make an argument for should I have to register a thing that is not being leveraged on public entities. So like if you happen to look at things like firearms and things of that nature, if it's being made by a private company, being sold to a private entity and not being displayed or carried or whatever in public areas, should that be registered? Big brain question.
No kids. Let me know we
Even
got
if this
enough
guy
Are
people.
they
was by
taxpayer
himself.
subsidized
Hands out
manufacturers
the
though?
window.
Do what?
Is that your?
Do
Are
what?
they taxpayer funded manufacturers though?
No, most of them
Like
aren't.
subsidized?
Most of them aren't. Because like as a private entity, even if I want a defense contract, who is my representative that runs the company, right? So like let's say, producer Juan decides to make a recruitment video, right, for the army. That's clearly a government subsidized thing, but would that make you a government employee? No. You're a subcontractor.
Well, okay, so funny you mentioned that
Go
because
for it. I'm curious. This
Well,
is totally a tangent, but I'm
there
here
is
for it.
well, there's like a big old process, and I've done that a couple of times, not for the army, obviously, but for like local governments and
Sure.
stuff like that. There is a whole process of getting like vetted, registered,
Sure.
all this stuff. You have to provide a bunch of information, all that stuff, to where they put you in their system as like a approved government contractor.
Sure.
Now, obviously, it's not the same thing. You're not an employee, but there is like a whole process for that. In terms of like it's not the same as like working with a private entity.
Sure.
There's a whole lot more involved
Well,
in terms of
and
doing those contracts.
And that's more because they're using government money. And they are not allowed to earmark that money without, again, having you vetted. And basically, we, the taxpayer, probably not us, but collectively, we said, well, if you're going to use my government money, you need to at least have these companies hold some level of muster. They're not just like, grandpappy and, it's someone's cousin. So it's really designed to prevent.
It's
why
almost always somebody's cousin or somebody that I got those jobs because I knew somebody that worked for the superintendent or whatever.
But that's the whole idea behind it.
Yeah, but they do the paperwork and all that stuff.
You can run the van if you want it, as long as the car is in public. Yes, and it's got to be in plain view. Yes, you cannot trespass. Yes, I agree. A shout out to garages for that very reason. Get a garage. Now you have curtilage, as we call it in Texas, or something that is affixed to your residence or close enough for a building within your residence or on private property that unless we have a lawful reason to be in there, we can't, and you can steal all the cars you want and put them in there, and we'll never find them.
Yep.
Only robbers.
Keep your hands out the window.
That's right. We'll go to Only Robbers next.
The lady.
Yeah.
That's our Wednesday stream.
Let's get him out of the car.
Thought it was your Friday stream.
Dude, Friday stream for Only Robbers, so you can be ready for the weekend. Hell yeah.
We are at
Let me know we got enough people. I'll make
almost 2 minutes.
Got one unit coming up.
Where is this
Where's-
guy going? Do you not
going?
see the patrol car? What the fuck?
Fine.
He looks down at his computer.
Bro. There's not like a median behind you, like between. That's an L. Put an L in the chat for this backup officer.
He was like, he was looking at the computer the whole
he
time.
blocking?
He
Is
was-
he blocking traffic?
I can't
Yeah.
tell. It's like 4 pixels on my screen, so I can't tell what the hell's going on. Something the video was on that.
He's blocking traffic.
Everything past the car is a big blocky mess. Oh, there he goes.
He politely was like, "Just kidding, I'm gonna run." What an
Yeah.
idiot! Wow.
Very politely too.
You have to be quiet. Oh, come on.
I like how Fat Cat and Real Ness both like L. Fuck that guy. He's probably blocking traffic. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm the sergeant reviewing this footage and this guy went to block traffic and not help them secure the fucking suspect, and he's the second officer on scene, fuck that guy. I'm giving him days off. Fuck that guy. At least a tongue lashing at the very minimum. Like, let's solve the problem. Like that's like showing up to like a domestic and saying like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna secure the patrol car. I know you guys are in a fight. I'm just gonna make sure nobody steals the patrol. Like, well, fuck you, dude. Why don't we get these guys in custody first? Then we can worry about that later.
See, you say that, but that's a pretty serious thing. Okay, people got shot for less.
Thank you for being the devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Anyways,
For admin.
until you get the moron who thinks it's because of the driveway after you can fill him up into his driveway. That's true. That's very true. That's the way they train in order to avoid incidents with civilians end up getting in potential crossfire situations. My issue with that as a tactic is that, again, you're going to spend more time leaving this up to the suspect to decide how violent this encounter is going to get. Because let's say I block the street off, right? And, I have no back traffic. I have no nothing, right? And a shooting happens anyways. What about all the residents in these apartment complexes? Am I going to evacuate those first? Until I decide, how long that would take? I think in general, and it is a philosophy, and I guarantee you it's probably policy that this guy has to go do this thing, or maybe he was told to go do this thing, which I still disagree with. But in general, for those thinking minds and for the lieutenant that's allegedly here that's gonna, sneaking on us for IA's sake, I believe the philosophy really should be handle the threat, deal with everything else afterwards. Now, if it's like a slowly emerging threat, so you have like a suicidal subject, right? And you're in a conversation with this guy, and you realize like it's not going to happen right now, sure, block traffic, do whatever. I totally get that. But in a traffic stop scenario where this guy has the means of fleeing, I'm going to be team. If you're really block the car in. If you're really that concerned about it, go, bumper to bumper with this guy. And make sure.
Asked if you can block the car in there, but I thought like, okay, that might be dangerous if you're blocking it and the dude has a gun in there and decides to shoot at you.
And I'm with you on that, but this is where you have to be okay with the idea that I'm going to put myself in harm's way, so that if I am concerned, like technically, even though he's down the street, he's still technically in harm's way in between him and Sid. Like, you're not in any more or less danger being ahead of this car. Like, fuck it, block him in. I mean, it's going to be.
I was going to say, like, my other concern with this is if you are taking this long and he does decide to do exactly what he's doing, now you're, again, putting everybody on that roadway in danger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably more danger than if you, had done what you wanted to do in the first place. It's like you always say, it's like an escalation, a quick escalation of force is sometimes the best de-escalation.
All right.
Because it just stops what's happening.
All right.
I think they should have just shot the tires out.
Up here in North Carolina, we'd have shot them tires out. Jesus Christ.
It works.
All right, say it with me, friends. Pit that car. Pit that car. Pit that car. I'm here for it. Good job blocking traffic, buddy.
Yeah, great job.
Ooh.
Hey, he's still trucking. I wonder if that was a law enforcement officer, if that was a civilian trying to be a good Samaritan.
I bet you that was somebody just doing an illegal U-turn because he was tired of being stuck in California traffic, and rip that at-fault ticket. Failed to yield right of way.
No, I would have totally been like, I was trying to help you, officer.
I was trying to help. Okay, give me that sweet city money.
Yeah. Won the award.
Oh. In my department, this would have been an automatic write-up for driving on the wrong side of traffic. And they absolutely would have written you up for it, regardless of if you just saved a kid and did whatever. Again, I'm not saying no to this. I'm just saying understand what policy is going to tell you to do and think about it. Oof.
Definitely seems less safe than just pulling the guy to get a
Shut up
If you
for
don't believe, how bad it is, watch his admin skits.
It's a real thing. Definitely an illegal U-turn. Explorer. Shout out to the oof. I got almost took him to jail.
Oof.
Where's the airship? No kidding. I'm also with Blank Forge on the grappler.
I wish we had a grappler.
How cool would that be, dude?
Yeah, that thing sounds so cool.
Oof, a speed bump or pothole.
We're both.
Oof.
A speed bump with a
So that
pothole
is
in the middle.
him hitting that vehicle fleeing is going to be considered aggravated assault, not a vehicle accident, because he's not doing normal operations of a motor vehicle, nor are his actions going to be considered unintentional at this point. So you now have a stolen vehicle and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now I'm North Carolina. We're gonna shoot them tires out. I'm team.
Oh yeah.
We're going full Starsky and Hutch here. Good job, Ish, clearing that intersection.
Hey.
Yeah, fuck this guy, bro.
Bro, that stolen car.
That Jetta. Oh, talk about an L here.
Bro, even if you escape with the car, now you have it all dented and jacked up. Oh!
Did they run to their house?
Oh my God, they're stupid.
They should have saved Rodney King's beating for these kids.
This is amazing.
Like, goodness gracious. What's going on, Poofy? Golly.
Oh my God.
Now that they're fleeing, yeah, you don't wait. You go get them. That's fine. I'm also, weirdly enough, I am team, if you can, try to get the passenger here, but technically your suspect's the male in this instance. Give me body cam, baby. Oh, we did have an airship. Shout out.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, what an L on parking, dude. Handgun gets tossed from passenger window. As they run over it, they're reaching for the gun. Don't do that. Don't listen to me. Kicks
it.
Oh,
Oh,
smoke
he
him.
does.
Nope, smoke him. Nope, smoke him right then and there. Dude, check out this chick's stride here.
She's
straight.
like, I'm
she's
dope.
straight. She's straight Forrest Gumping it, dude.
She's a GTA AI running away.
You think she can outrun that helicopter?
100%, dude. She just got to get in the paint and spray. Oh, she's about to get dunked on. Ignorant police takedown. Oh, that was friendly. Wow.
That was very friendly. He was thinking about it, and he's like, nah.
Hit that girl. Hit that girl.
Hey, let me see your hands. Good.
This poor guy is like, bro, gun. This shouldn't be that complicated, but I can't shoot past you because you're standing in front of me. Shout out to this officer for not flagging the shit out of everybody here. Shout out to this guy. He dies right there. I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm that police officer, he dies. Articulation time. I would get out my little typewriter here, and I'd say that we have a suspect that not only was operating a stolen vehicle, also did an aggravated assault already on multiple instances of where he's hitting people with his vehicle. He then, knowingly and intentionally, knowing damn well that I'm the police, I had my lights and sirens, which was plenty enough to notify him that I was the police, not some, random stranger on the street. and that he went out of his way to retrieve a weapon, which would lead me to believe that he was motivated enough to not only damage a bunch of cars on the way there, but to potentially shoot me with that weapon. Like, why else would he be picking it up while fleeing from the police if not to utilize that weapon on me? The second he picks that up, he dies.
You're building that articulation from like the moment he fled. Everything that happens is just adding to it,
knowingly and intentionally. That guy gets smoked.
Male took off in a white shirt. He has a gun in his hand.
I am team them not trying to turn that corner terribly fast. Everybody seems stupid. Other people run out. That's a quick way to get shot. A lot of dead officers have happened. Turning a corner on a guy that's got a gun.
He has a gun in his hand.
Oh, he ran around the other side.
Station hold the air. The male's running around the gun. Right there. Gun.
Still dying. I'm still shooting him here.
Hey, drop the gun, motherfucker!
Still shooting him. I have reloaded twice.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Stay my cover. Hey, get down.
Shout out to the officers. I just heard the first gunshot go off. Shout out to the officers that are trying to tell them, hey, let's be smart about this. Even in this moment of sheer chaos, hey, let's get behind cover. Hey, let's get behind concealment. If you are not the officer on point there, help that guy. Because his little prefrontal cortex is stressed. Shout out to his officers.
Yeah,
This guy straight up, fuck it, I'm laying down. Listening.
That guy consciously decided, I'm gonna pick this gun up.
Sure.
After throwing it, as he's running, he said, "You know what? Nope, I'm getting this gun."
Yes, Tennessee v. Gardner would apply in this situation, but again, just because the case law exists doesn't mean you still need to articulate why. Because they're going to say, sure, it applied in Tennessee v. Garner, but what were the circumstances within Tennessee v. Garner that allowed that to happen? A lot of people, they'll say Pennsylvania versus Mims. There's a lot of the ones that get quoted all the time, right? The problem is there's elements to that case. A lot of they will briefly give you a case summary about what happened in the case and then the determination that they came to. Stuff gets overturned in the Supreme Court all the time. Sometimes they decide that your case is different enough that you don't fall into that precedent. So I do want to tell people, be very careful that just because case law exists on it doesn't mean they're going to apply it to you. And even lower courts are still currently not. Look at the current Supreme Court case. I'm a Second Amendment junkie, so most of my stuff gets gun related. But the recent Bruin case that passed in the Supreme Court, like in the last 2 months, is already being ignored by lower courts. So even if eventually you get exonerated, it takes a long ass time for a case to go to Supreme Court. So if you get convicted in lower courts, have fun sitting in prison for your day in court to come. So be very careful about how you think about these situations and think about articulating it completely.
Not only that, but Supreme Court precedents can be reevaluated over time as more cases happen and more scenarios kind of widen the meaning. It gains more depth. They can reevaluate it and go, well, yes, we said this in this case, but now with this instance, we're going to kind of alter what we said before. We're going to change it a little.
You don't want to be the exception to the rule.
No, you don't.
Just because you have a Supreme Court case, a Supreme Court case is not the be-all, end-all. It is a starting point to the case law that will follow. It is the thing that tells all the judges in the lower courts, this is your starting point for every case that's similar.
Yeah.
Now it's your job to figure out, is this similar enough? Is it different enough? And then all the details come out of the lower courts. Yep. And then eventually a case is different enough that it requires a Supreme Court ruling again. But in the meantime, all those lower cases are being judged on by lower court judges that are all going to have different, interpretations of what happened. And so you got to protect yourself, know what you're doing, know what you're looking at.
And do not be the guy that makes case law unless it's good case law.
Unless it's good case law, don't be that guy. Shout out to Pamela for saying that she'd be written up all the time. She'd keep it gangsta in the streets. I respect it. I'm just speaking as the casual viewer, but it's bad as not turning your phone 90 degrees when filming something.
Yes.
Yes.
Horizontal.
Horizontal, baby.
No one gets mad about a wide shot.
Yes, Sweeper. I would have gone full max paint on this guy by the end of it. And yes, Poofy, all this Ready or Not's got me getting real twitchy. And shout out to Sweeper recognizing the Wonder Woman mug. We'll see how this ends.
Get down! Oh, shit. Heads up. Stay down. Come here, Meyer. Come here. Drop the gun. Good.
So we've already had gunshots that have rung out, and I have a guy that's behind cover. This is kind of like a semi-concrete little barrier here. Michael, you thinking you're shooting this guy? You don't have to answer that. I'm gonna tell you, I'm shooting this guy still.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still.
Yeah, we're still probably shooting this guy.
He is putting himself in a tactically advantageous position.
Now I have a question. Are you sending Diego on this if he was a bite dog?
If he was a bite dog, personally, I'm not going to risk my bite dog.
Bill's smiling on you right now. I also bless that. In a deadly force situation, I'm not saying. Yeah.
Especially since we already talked about how damn expensive they are.
Yeah. Now I would be authorized if he was a bite dog. I would be authorized to sick him on him because he is a violent felon, and there are some officers who are going to say my dog's like. Well, I don't want to see my dog die. It's better than me getting killed or another officer getting killed.
Sure.
Me personally, you ain't shooting my dog.
Damn right. I respect that. Game respects game.
There you go.
Oh, shout out to Pamela. I want to thank Pamela for monetizing the stream. Thank you so very much. Pamela, with these types of donations, you really should just be part of our Patreon group. It gives you 24-hour access. Oh, she is?
She's part of our Patreon.
Right.
She's just not in our Discord.
Oh,
yeah.
Pamela, get on Discord so you can go and give us clips and stuff like that. You're awesome.
Join the after party too.
We love you, and you can join the after party and talk to us directly. You can, I guess, see my face and I can see yours. But thank you, Pamela, for monetizing the stream. I appreciate it. Everybody give a shout out because I demonetized us in like the first 10 seconds.
Using literally the one word that like YouTube automatically demonetizes no matter what.
That's racist because that's basically everyone's middle name in Scotland, according to in Australia.
I don't know how Australians ever get monetized. It makes no sense.
Stay low.
I feel bad for this dude on the ground.
Drop the gun!
I'm gonna be honest. At this point, I'm probably extracting him. Like, fuck it, get the fuck, go run.
Yeah.
Don't stay here. Also, the ground is not your friend. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but in shootings, what ends up happening is people flinch, and when they flinch, they nail bullets to the ground. And what happens is, if you ever throw a stone, when it hits the ground, it doesn't like hit and at the same angle it leaves. Physics flattens it out. And so what ends up happening is if you're laying on the ground, you're probably taking a bunch of those rounds, or at least shrapnel from those rounds, to your body. So be very careful with that. Blank Forge, thank you also for monetizing the stream. I am 1/10 the viewer of Pamela. It's so cool. She is super cool. But Blank Forge, who's also part of our Patreon group, can join us in the after party. Thank you, Blank Forge, for monetizing the stream because I demonetized it.
Big L to this guy for an intervest.
Mm-hmm. I had an intervest. It was the worst.
Yeah, some people don't get the option.
Hey, I did too. I don't now. But...
Tiber?
One person needs to be on the radio. Everybody else handle this. Oh, we got shout out to Ring.
Ring. Oh.
He's got a mask on.
He's got a mask on. Shout out to this guy for being concerned about public safety while not being concerned about public safety.
I think he probably just didn't want his face seen.
Yeah. So my advice here is that if you don't want to get shot, just put the gun down, like they've been saying this whole time.
Oh. This dude's freaking like Neo over here, dodging bullets. Oh, there you go. He got.
I'm continuing to shoot this guy. I am continuing to shoot this guy. Yep. He's still
got a gun.
They haven't taken out a window yet.
You're still getting shot. Shout out to this guy.
Shout out to that window.
Keep going. Keep going. There, he gets it. He gets it. Shout out. There you go. I believe he is deceased.
No?
He's deceased.
Oh, wait.
He's deceased.
I have like 4 pixels on my screen.
His body, his soul has left his
Watch
body.
your crossfire! Move, Anderson! Move, Anderson! Move, Anderson! Get on the fuck! Anderson, move!
This guy's in it to win it. He is specifically like, bro, move. Children, step aside. An adult has come to the presence here, and it's going to go handle up.
Chat.
Yeah. Bro, this is a man. He gets it. He gets it. He gets it. I am team this guy. This might sound super awful of me to be team this guy, but this should have been happening a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Get on front ground!
That's geometry. He understands angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop the gun! He's down, he's...
So they're yelling at a dead body now. Shout out to Poofy for monetizing the stream. But we're getting a lot of love today. I appreciate it. Blank and Pamela are awesome. Tell Michael to go give Diego a hug for me. I appreciate that. Hello to also a little person that's in the stream.
Say hi, Hannah.
She said hi. I don't know if this is child approved stuff.
He would have smoked this guy.
Yeah.
He's down, he's on top of the gun! He's on top of the gun!
They did not sick the dog on. Okay, we're done with this video. Shout out to that. Lessons learned here.
He's no longer a threat to shooting the dog.
Give the dog a bite. He came all the way out
It
here.
is what it is.
Yeah.
My free advice to everybody that's watching this is remotely interested in law enforcement is if somebody's running away with you with a gun and has already hit other people's cars and done things of that nature and you've told him to put the gun down and he still has it in his hand, shoot him. Don't care if you're shooting him in the back. I don't care if you're shooting him in the knee. I don't care where you're shooting him. Shoot this guy until he stops holding the gun in his hand. It's not complicated. Yeah. That is an equation you should have in your brain here. Oh, person has a gun. I didn't say, is it a real gun? I didn't say, is he pointing it at me? I didn't say, any and all of that. No. Does he have a gun in his hand? Did I tell him to put it down? Yes. Did he do it? No. Do I shoot him? Yes. That's simple. Make your life very simple like that because you do not get it to get into the minutia of things when you're in a life or death situation. Also, if you're a person driving a stolen car, don't run. Don't hit other people. Don't grab a gun that was thrown. And I bet you girlfriend took gun and chucked it
Threw it out.
in the hopes that he wouldn't go and pick it up like an idiot. And then he did, so fuck him. At that point, I don't feel bad. Shout out to that officer that went and smoked him. He went and stepped up and did what should have been done. Because if not, this guy starts cranking rounds at the ground there with old guy that's proned out. This is a random civilian that got caught and he was just trying to walk. Guarantee you that civilian takes one of those rounds.
Oh, yeah.
Are you holding the bag for that? 100%. Because you failed to create a safe environment for everybody else. That burden falls on you. You need to take the mantle of that responsibility up. Oh my God. Blake, I can't read that. You know I can't.
Handle
Yeah.
that.
It was unreasonable for me to know that this person could not hear me.
I don't know. That's some second
amendment. Yeah. Unreasonable. You simply possessing the gun isn't the crime. So if the deaf person's waving the gun at people, absolutely he gets smoked.
He wasn't waving it at people.
So if the deaf guy starts smacking after looking at me and seeing that I am the police and me stopping the vehicle and he turns around, looks at me, decides to run, hits a bunch of people, and then picks his gun up, I smoke the guy just the same, deaf or not. I am not an ableist here in my use of force. I give procedural justice to everybody, and I recommend that all other law enforcement do the same.
Equal opportunity.
Also not ableist. He has a disability. It's called dyslexia.
Exactly. There you go. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody who's currently watching the stream. I want to thank Blank Forge, Pamela, and Poofy for monetizing the stream. I want to thank all of our Patreon members for helping us out. It is as little as $1 a month. That gives you access to the Discord, which is how you can do cool stuff like this. I have to plug it or Blank Forge is going to get mad at me. Oh, God. Poofy, stop. Uvalde Police Department, which is poofy, let's be honest, is saying that our department officers do better. Wow. Body cam footage of Tucson police officers getting in a pew-pew-ish with people in a hookah lounge. Let's see. What's the call text here? There was a fight that broke out. How do you get in a fight in a hookah lounge?
Okay, so as someone with a girlfriend from that lived near a hookah lounge, yeah, this happens a lot. There's a lot of fights in those parking lots. Yeah.
Okay, in the parking lot I buy. In the parking lot I buy, but not everywhere else.
Because they're usually not in great neighborhoods. Like they're not in great strip malls and stuff.
You know what? You're right. The business model for that.
In their neighborhood, even though most people are just going in there to chill out.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in places where the landlord will let them be there that won't get the other tenants mad because the other tenants are probably vape shops and whatever else. So liquor stores.
Tucson's officers? What? Is that what I said? Tucson?
Yeah, you said Tucson, but it sounds like two sons.
Manifold, stop making fun of me. I have a Disability.
Okay, Josh.
Oh, who is this? Code Blue Cam? Who is this? No, police activities.
I think most of them are police activities this week. It's Code Blue Cam only had 2.
Shout out.
They had a slow week for
16th Avenue.
I can't talk just like you couldn't talk.
Dude walking around with a gun right now, pulling it out. I'm tired of this here.
Bunch of people with guns. This is security.
That's exactly what I'm talking about right here.
And this is staff. Shout out to I've answered this call a few times.
Fight.
Oh, yeah. That's a fight.
This is why I don't go to bars.
That's aggressive dancing.
This is why I don't do. I don't know, man.
Like they're about to kiss.
That's what it is.
Bro, that guy
got. I don't know, man. I think they're consenting to the assault here. Yeah, combat. You know.
Oh, gun fell out.
Dude. Oh, damn. Yeah.
I like how they're just chilling for a second there.
That's a shitty place to get in a shooting, but shout out to these officers. Hopefully nobody else got hit.
What was that green circle?
She yelled, "Anybody else?" Wow!
Oh
I'm gonna play this back for y'all. Jeez.
I'm just gonna put it out there. That's gonna go over so good in court.
Yeah.
It's a little green circle. Was that?
That's the gun, I think.
Okay, that's the guy. Okay.
Anybody else want to come out with a gun? I want to hear her articulation for that statement.
Put the gun down! Put the gun!
Oh, dude, that's the one chick in the short shorts super chill about it.
No kidding. So I want to point out, this is 2 different police departments going to a call where there's somebody holding a gun in their hand, and despite Blank not believing that deaf people can be dangerous because he's ableist, they saw a person. They said, "Hey, put the gun down," and when he didn't do it,
they shot him.
Guess who didn't have to have a gun pointed at them? Guess all of these people that didn't have to get shot because they wouldn't handle business. Shout out to Tucson. He's also probably deceased.
Oh yeah, he went ragdoll.
Oh wow, that was a short video. Let's see, what's the disposition here?
He's pronounced deceased.
I'm just trying to see if anyone else got hit. Nope. Only the bad guy. Well, there you go. Don't bring guns to bar or hookah lounge fights or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a bad idea.
To be fair,
don't put on law enforcement. It's a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, anywhere where you're going to be drinking alcohol, don't bring your firearm.
No. See, I carry in bars, but don't drink. Totally legal in Texas. Also, I don't go to bars. Shout out to Blank Forges asking bystanders if anyone else there with a gun. No, I think it was a straight talking shit. Like, hey, anybody else? That's a write-up.
Anybody else want to trade bullets with this guy?
Yeah. Should have tased his shoe. Manifold, you're out of control right now. She should have been my partner. The day ago, she already has her own catchphrase. That's funny. Anyone else? You know, when they did scenario training later, like when they were making it, that's totally the running joke. You get the ammunition rounds out, and it's like a clear shoot scenario, and that's what everybody said afterwards. Oh, anyone else?
Oh yeah.
Not to
I wonder.
not to try to bring too much levity to this, because obviously somebody died, and that's unfortunate. But I feel like it was a net gain for society.
I just want her to run out there like Gladiator and be like, "Is there no one?"
Oh my god!
I wonder how many times the administrator played that one little line over and over again.
Oh yeah.
When he was reviewing the body camera footage,
Oh, yeah.
I wonder how many times, because he probably laughed.
Yeah, well, 100%, dude.
As he's writing the paper, he's laughing.
Let's see. LAPD, shout out to... Oh, police activity again. Shout out to police activity. LAPD gets in a pew-pew after somebody lunges into the rear passenger car. The rear passenger car side of a vehicle. Let's see. What's the dispatch call here? I'm glad they contextualize stuff here. They at least get us some details when they can. They observed a suspect's vehicle parked in a handicap spot.
Parking violence.
This is so dumb. Upon further investigation, they observed that the 4 occupants were in the vehicle. So the driver's at fault here. Detained against the wall. The suspect then reached into the rear passenger side of the vehicle, where there was a gun. I want to see how this goes down.
It sounds like it was tactically sound.
555, 18th and Pacific.
Shout out for using lights to your advantage here.
I got my ID and all that. My partner will be right with you.
That is not his first time.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Bro, LAPD is super petty. To be fair, there's probably a narcotics interest in this, and that's probably why they're using the parking in the violation to have a reason to detain and then approach the vehicle, and that's how most of these investigations happen. So don't park in handicap spots if you're going to get high. This is not my guy's first time.
I appreciate this guy on the
Gray shirt guy, right?
Yeah, I appreciate him.
Game respects game. I'm team gray shirt guy right now.
Oh yeah.
He straight up asked him, "Are you on parole?" This cop does not work in a bad place, or this guy totally works in a bad place. He do be waiting. Pretextual stop? No, because the violation was apparent. It's parked in a handicap zone. The stop and the detention is based on a misdemeanor in your presence, so it's not pretextual.
I've been arrested. Do you have a valid driver license? No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you look like you're over the age of 18 and you don't have a valid driver's license, sus.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And then if you especially tell me you don't have an ID, extra sus.
I got an ID.
I will say that is location dependent only because there are some cities where you don't need it because they have a lot of public transportation. But like LAPD, for sure, you need.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're like in there's a lot of places in like Europe, for instance, where like public transportation is incredible, or like Japan. New York's a great example, actually, of an American city where, like, I had somebody in my police academy that was from, like, Queens, New York, who didn't have a driver's license. Like, she's like,
A lot of them don't learn how to drive because they
I
don't need to.
was about to say I've never even been behind the steering wheel of a car, so it's a thing.
Yeah, but you're definitely driving in LA.
Yeah.
Also, if you're behind the wheel of the car, have an ID.
Good, brother.
Game respects game, dude.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm liking this.
Hey, he said, "Where you guys stay at?"
I'm hoping
Quad?
he's not the one that gets shot.
Me too. He really cuffing these guys one at a time?
Hey,
That's a use of force in my department, but I don't agree with it. But I get it. If it's like a cuff and release, it's gonna be a write up, or not a write up, but a use of force.
so stupid.
You had to earn handcuffs from me because of that.
Just stand next to him over there.
Shout out for the Playboy shirt.
Go ahead, put your phone away, miss. Yeah, put your phone away, keep your hands behind your back.
Can I call my dad,
Go get him on the ground. Get on the ground.
Said he's strapped. My guy.
Get on the ground. On your knees, on your knees. Both of you on your knees.
So when you find that somebody is strapped, right? This is an appropriate reaction just because you're like, so on and so forth, given the nature of it. That being said, in Texas, this would be less weird. People are typically disclosed that they're said strapped, right? And there's nothing illegal about them being strapped, even in a vehicle here, right? If there was like the presence of weed, right? So like, let's say I could smell marijuana, that would be UCW, whether you were not a prohibited person or not. My reaction would be relatively similar here in Texas. However, just the presence of the firearm alone wouldn't elicit that type of response from myself unless I really thought I was dealing with a bunch of verified gangbangers. Or so on and so forth. And again, verified means like I ran the plate and there was gang hits on the plate. Not like he looks a certain way and that makes me think he's gang related. Or I've dealt with this person before.
Yeah, you recognize him as a gang member.
Yeah, so that's different. You can start to see tattoos and there's things that you can look into for some of that stuff. Area and location's a thing, but specifically here in California, getting a CHL, depending on when this was,
This is
August of 20. August. So getting a CHL, good luck. In California, even at the time of this. So this would be considered UCW, which is a felony. I don't agree with it, but given that you now have a felony in your presence, if that makes any sense, now there's access to a weapon here, and now you and your fellow officer are outnumbered. I can kind of understand why they're nervous about it, but this guy's been pretty compliant so far. I'd be curious to see how this shakes out.
So shoulder mics.
Hey, shout out to Shoulder Mike.
Turn around. No, hands on top of your head.
Hey, look.
Hands on top of your head and turn around.
Put your radio down.
Shout out to the mic loop. I said I'd say it today. I knew I'd say it today at least once. Also, fuck you, Chris the Cop, because this is your problem. This is the problem you created. You and the culture you made for your police department. Shout out to Blazing Powers. What's going on? The one video you skipped was the police dog checking to see if yeah, I didn't play that on our last video.
Don't move.
Checking the pulse. What gun was that, Josh?
That was a Glock 17, more than likely. Given that the back straps, it had interchangeable back straps, you could tell because there's a rib on the back of it. It's at least a Gen 4.
Everybody post nerd in the chat.
Nerd!
I have a Gen 4 Glock 17.
Cross your legs. Cross your legs. Cross your legs. Cross your legs. Right, there you go. Turn your head to the left. Hey,
I'm still team gray shirt.
He's been cool. He was strapped, and he's being... Now, he knows he's kind of fucked, let's be honest. In California, you're pretty screwed. However, this ain't worth dying over, and I think he's been very cool about it. The only thing that concerns me about his behavior is, I wouldn't have left him that close to I would be securing him in a car if I could get away with it, right? Is him staring at the officer right here. This, to me, is a pre-attack cue. Making me think that his noggin, just like the guy that ran in the car, he's looking at what he knows is the threat. It's the psychology behind it. He knows that what he's looking at is the threat. He's assessing how threatening this is and how much he's willing to do to get away from it. That's my only fear about this. Hopefully it's not him, but that's my fear.
Keep both your hands out of the window. Don't move.
5-5, only respond northbound.
Don't move.
There's no reason to be getting in this car right now. There's no reason to be getting in this car.
It sounds like they never called out their stop because they're giving their location
Southbound Pacific from
instead of
17th only.
dispatch giving it. So
Can you identify?
What are we doing here?
are you trying to do like a felony stop now?
You're not actually controlling anybody. This is like the honor system on control.
Yeah.
That's
Why is
my
that
issue. Yeah,
handcuffed?
that's
With
what I'm
everybody
getting.
else.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, hey, let's go ahead and start cuffing people and putting them in cars. Yeah. Producer Juan's over here, like, hey, I know I'm just a civilian here, but like, hey, can we not? And again, that might seem like overkill, but we're trying to prevent escalations in force to where people get hurt, died, killed, says
Scene
whatever.
safety.
Exactly.
Scene
Exactly.
Perilous
That's
Mastodon, welcome to the chat. You did not miss any pits, sadly. You tried, but LAPD refused to pit anybody.
You know,
Or as I call him,
I think-
peerless.
we in law enforcement, I think we really need to take a cue from EMS and go. Is scene secure?
Jesus,
gotta
it's
ask ourselves
insecure.
that
Yeah. No shit, dude. So I think it's gonna be gray shirt guy. This guy over here is handcuffed, so that makes me concerned. For gray shirt guy.
Stay on your knees,
Is all
bro. Just
shit I
shuffle
talk
to your
about
right.
EMS.
I didn't ask you. Hey, shut up and face the wall. I'm not talking to you.
Hey, just follow simple instructions.
Face the wall. Hey. Do
Follow simple
Yeah, this is an honor system of control.
You in the gray? What's your name, dude?
Hey, you in the gray.
What's your name? All right, Russell. Just slide over to your right a little bit.
Hey, don't.
Oh, damn.
Hey, drop it.
Oh, come on, man! I was rooting for you.
Yeah.
Get on
Give
the
a
fucking
quick-
ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Hey, get covered. Hey, go inside. Go inside.
Was he not cuffed?
Nope.
No, it was.
He wasn't cuffed?
Nope.
They took a
And-
gun from him, but didn't cuff him.
And he was the one that's potentially doing UCW, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. I thought he was cuffed because I thought like it.
That's why I mentioned it. I was like, yeah, he's not cuffed.
That's like okay. I show up to Josh beating the hell out of Juan, and I separate both of you, and then go, all right, Josh, you can just sit down right here on the couch.
Exactly. I'm gonna handcuff Juan.
Yeah, I'm gonna handcuff Juan over here, but you're fine.
I was Team Gray Shirt guy too, man. That makes
Yeah.
me angry
Putting
for him.
yourself in a position to have to shoot somebody.
Yeah. Him lunging into the back of the car is it's his fault. I'm gonna put the onus of why he got shot on himself because they didn't shoot him until he started doing that. However, like Juan said, as a police officer, you need to protect people from themselves. This is a good shoot all day. This is just poor tactics. Is what the reason why I'm giving these guys a mini L. They're getting a lowercase L. Yeah.
And they probably did get a debrief afterwards from somebody up there. Go, why weren't people secured in handcuffs?
Yeah.
Assume that the people committing crimes are not going to make good decisions.
Go. And again, like these guys are street smart cops. They knew what they had. They approached the car. They utilized good tactics until the gun came out. The second they realized this guy was armed, the fucking wheels fell off the car.
Well, it's LA. It's the first one they've ever seen.
Oh, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's a weird. You got to think, like, seriously, in Texas, most of the time I was underarmed for the people that I was encountering. 9 times out of 10, I was the least armed person there. If I was dealing with a firearm.
I feel that way, and I'm in North Carolina.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. So it's just like there's always a good application of tactics, and I feel like oftentimes what happens is because they don't run these in scenarios and they don't really play the mind game that they need to play to get themselves in a position to be successful in these scenarios. This is what happens. They don't know what to do, and you kind of get stuck. And when you're stuck like that, you again, How long did that guy have to make that decision? He was free to decide. You know, I wonder if their backup officer was like securing the street or whatever the fuck it was, making sure traffic didn't get by or whatever the hell. It just
We need to
leave as
we need to ask Chris the policy.
There it is. Yeah, leave as little time as possible for someone to make up their mind about what they're going to do in this situation. That is part of scene safety. That is part of controlling your scene. It's kind of like when, again, you have somebody, you say, hey, this is the line in the sand. You don't cross this or you're going to be interfering with public. The second he does, you're like, look, this is my one time I'm going to ask you. If you don't do it, you're going to jail. What? Jail. Literally, even if they just don't feel like they told, no, it's fine. I notified you. That's how big of a dick. I might ask a second time. Be like, I clarified. Did you not understand what I said? No, I heard what you said. I'm just not moving. Okay, you're going to jail. Because I'm that type of guy. But...
And what blows my mind is the officer that took the gun off of him had him in handcuffing position, so it would have been easy. As soon as that gun got handed off,
and he was compliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I guess it's just a chick.
Nope. And he was compliant. That's what blows my mind. Like, he was compliant until he wasn't.
Yep. He saw an opportunity.
Hey, don't move. Don't move. Don't fucking move. You hear me?
Hey, stop. Turn around. Hey. No, hands on top of your head.
Hey, look.
Hands on top of your head and turn around.
Hey, just grab it, put it over. Don't move.
What happened? Just let it. Just let it. What happened? If he feels
Hey, listen, 585 is pushing him back up here.
Hey.
Team group with a gun, he can't.
Right here, cuffs should be applied. Your backup officer's done putting that gun up. You now have lethal cover if you need it. I have time to grab a pair of handcuffs and slap them on the guy. And then go put him in a car. While this guy's giving me... And now he's having to cover 3 people, which kind of sucks, but he's not going hands-on. He can give me... And guess what? If the front passenger decides to run, I ain't chasing him. Fuck that. I have what I have right here, right? I'm still calling for more units. I probably just smacked the red button because people are being fucking assholes and getting on the radio. But if you didn't call out this stop or this police interaction, hey, I got an invest. The way we used to do it is we call it an invest. Hey, I got an invest at Taco Bell, where the fuck this is, you know. I don't need units. I'm a 2-man unit. There's no reason why I'd need units. But, like, notify that you're doing something. And then if I'm going to start pulling people out of the car, like, there's a lot of opportunities where they could have said, hey, I'm out here with this tag, with these people. I have this many people. Maybe give me another unit because there's 4 people out here or whatever. Not today, bad guys. Jesus. Real Ness, it's good to have you here. Backup Carl was parked 6 streets over block. Why only 15 likes? Hey, we got 17. Look at that. Thank you, Blank Forge, for notifying people about liking. Go ahead and like the stream if you like what you're seeing. You can even handcuff him here. This is making me mad now that I'm watching it.
Cross your legs. Hey, get some cover.
Yeah, I want to see what he did. I want to see where he went. Why? Why?
Just keep him like that. Just keep him like that.
What? I would love to ask him what his thought process was for backing out of that.
And I'll be honest. It's what's going to happen on the back end, because the firearm got discharged, and even just what they use it for. Let's say he doesn't do that, right? Let's say you just point a gun at them. If you're not able to articulate this in the back end. Now, if there was a big ass crowd of people that came out of that taco joint, yeah, I'm probably not going through the trouble of putting handcuffs. Fuck that. I'm just trying to back away for safety's sake. That's a different set. And again, kind of like I said about case law, just because you're used to putting handcuffs on everybody, SOPs might tell you one thing, but one element can change the entire situation, and can change articulation, and can change how this is going to get played out in the court. So it's a good shoot. It's bad tactics.
We do a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, doing great.
They happen a lot.
Just shuffle to your right. I didn't ask you. Hey, shut up and turn to the wall. I'm not talking to you.
Hey, just
This entire time, that man is he's just sitting there going, okay, well, I could get up and run now.
Sure.
They're distracted by my friends. I could get up and run.
Yeah.
Face the wall. Hey. Don't listen to her.
Hey, follow simple instructions, bro. What do you want on, partner?
So I'm not gonna lie. I don't know that I'm holding lethal cover on these two people on the wall here that are handcuffed.
Yeah, that looks like it. All right, so imagine what this looks like from like somebody coming out of like the strip mall.
Sure.
It looks like you're getting ready to execute the two on by the
Hey, shut
by
up
the
and
wall.
face the wall. I'm not talking to you.
Hey, just follow simple instructions.
Face the wall. Hey.
Yeah, like this is. I can't tell if it's just the angle, or if he's holding lethal on these two.
It really
I
does.
don't know, bro.
Look like it.
This is not a good look.
I don't have confidence in them.
I need the high speed drag. I mean, this looks like oh my god. I'm gonna give them another baby L here. You're holding lethal cover on people that are handcuffed and should have been frisked. I'm gonna be honest. If I have enough to put handcuffs on them, I'm frisking them.
That's what that is. That's supposed to be an L. It looks like it's a lowercase. I thought you were just accidentally typing I.
Oh no, yeah, no. Yeah, I'll put the little tail in there so people can see it. That's an L.
Hey, follow simple instructions, bro.
I think he figured out this feels dumb to point a gun at handcuff people.
What's your name?
Yeah, he said, never mind.
Don't move. Just slide over to your right a little bit. Hey, don't fucking move.
You gave him the opportunity.
Don't move. Don't move.
Oh, he got up and walked.
I don't know why he pulled out his backup flashlight when he's got a weapon mounted light. And maybe it's because his weapon mounted light died. Shout out to carrying more than one flashlight on your belt. But that was weird. He said, "Come on, man, I'm bleeding." I'm still Team Gray Shirt guy. I hope he made it out of this. He says, "I'm done." Where did all these backups come from? What the fuck?
Hey, they said shut him up.
They were blocking traffic. Look at this.
Get on the ground.
Look, watch. I'm going to pause it right at the right second here. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 from his perspective. There's like 5 or 6 officers running up to this. It's like all at the same time. Like, what the fuck was... They're having like a parade back there or what?
Hey, let me get a team over here. Let's get a team on the right. I got a head over there. Roger, keep eyes right.
He's like, yeah, I was over there blocking traffic. I heard gunshots.
Who is he holding lethal cover on? Bro, LAPD's wild, dude.
Hey, you never know when those cars are gonna come alive and try to run you over.
I guess. Like, don't get me wrong. I was a cop in 2020, right? The height of 2020, in like kind of a shitty city. And don't get me wrong. There were times where we were at a call in the middle of like Section 8 housing, and there's a big fight that broke out, and I was on a perimeter, right, just trying to see to make sure like nobody's coming in here to go jump us. And I probably had a gun at a low ready, right? But like, I don't know, man. Maybe that's the case here. Maybe it's like a really bad part of town. I just think it's funny that it's the second time I'm like, "Ooh, we pointing a gun out here."
Hey,
Poofy.
All of the cars here have got tiny tires, so it's harder for the cops to shoot the tires out.
That's true. That's true.
It's a smaller tire.
Shout out to Poofy for monetizing the stream. I'll get to you, Michael, here in a second. Thoughts on the FN57 and the 5.7 round as a police round in a service handgun? I'm actually a pretty big fan, minus the cost. The 5.7's stupid expensive, especially if you're going to do it with duty rounds. It's Juan's having a breakdown here.
I'm standing up. I'm on my fancy new standing desk, and so I'm not used to it. So I'm like, I got a cramp. I'm just trying to stretch it out.
What's going on, partner gamings? Howdy, fella. So the 5.7 round, like I said, it's pretty expensive to carry duty ammunition in it. However, it's a very low recoiling round. It's like literally like a hopped up 22 is really all it is. It does give you more magazine capacity. I believe if you're carrying like a higher quality FN5, like an actual FN57, like the Ruger offering or whatever, could be relatively reliable. The only downside to this is you're probably going to get a lot of penetration. And potentially over penetration. 9mm rifle does a really good job of penetrating barriers, especially when you're using duty ammunition. Giggity. Five seven. Even as in a frangible round, you might get. You'd have to have like basically confetti rounds, which will do the opposite, which they won't penetrate at all, which is a problem. So it's a good idea that I don't think most police departments could afford. And then I'd be interested to see how the 5.7 actually did with the type of round counts that duty guns get subjected to. My Glock, before I ended up buying it for my police department, even in the first, because we only carried it for the first 3 years I was there, I probably put 8,000, 9,000 rounds through it. And it's still all original parts and everything. I don't know that enough like agencies carried them to get them to those types of round counts. So I don't know enough about it to know or whatever. Oh, what's going on, Alec? It is good to see you, my guy. And then, how many Bucky's plushies did you buy? They're sold out of Amazon. I did not buy any Bucky's plushies.
I left mine upstairs. I'll have to bring it down.
Michael, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, hey, we have self-driving cars now, okay? Every one of those things is a threat.
You know what? I bless it. Fucking lethal cover on the Jimmy over here that's going to be self-driving. And then legit, what are we pointing it at?
Let's go. Hey, let me get a... Listen. Point. Commands. Arrest. Roger. Arrest him.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't need a supervisor to do all this. And in most bad calls, like we're getting into fights, I didn't have one present. This was just you being a cop and being like, hey, by the way, let's like get people in handcuffs so they can't kill us. Like, I don't know, man. I'm with you too. That truck's pretty sick. What are we doing?
I don't know what the taser's for.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're chilling now. FD?
They're staging FD.
Where's Chris?
Oh my god.
The only reason why they should be taking this long is if there's a huge ass crowd of people ready to go like whoop their ass. In that case, maybe I understand, but if that's not the case, then what the fuck are we doing?
Do you want to go, Hanson?
Let's go. Let's go. I'd have failed this scenario in Academy if I did this. I'd be getting yelled at.
Oh, you ain't lying.
I'd be getting yelled at. I mean, would I not be? You know what I mean? Like, am I being an asshole?
No. You would totally get
like, how complicated is this?
It's not. It's not.
Like, that's a lot of officers to have. And
yeah.
to be having this, like, I guess, the like SWAT briefing prior to going hands-on with an already shot and again compliant individual who's like, bro, help me, I'm done. He said, all right. And he's pre-frisked. You know? Like, I don't know, dude.
He said, I fucked around and I found out and I don't want no more.
You're my point. You're my knock and notice.
Knock and notice?
Knock and notice? What?
Are they going to go into the store now? Are they raiding the store?
Everyone else fine work. Bro, you could have been doing that on the go.
Did y'all catch the Star Wars Roger? They're droids at this point.
Knock and notice.
Yeah. Ready?
You two, hands on. They buying that taser. Roger, got the 40. Everyone else fine work. Hands on. Roger.
See, there was Roger.
Roger.
Okay, let's go.
You know what? Maybe it's a Jedi, and that's why they need this mini.
Maybe.
It's a Jedi.
They've got Jedi.
I don't know what the deal is here.
They just happened to do this like right next to the potluck that all the guys were having.
Yeah.
So they all showed up.
What the fuck?
Carefully approach the
No one has moved.
Bro, this is dangerous as hell. You don't know that?
Bro, I've done some dumb shit in my career, I guess. I was clearly a complacent police officer that did not care for my own safety. What the fuck?
Langford, yes, this is Uvalde right here. This is basically what this
Safety, what's that?
is for 40 minutes.
Okay, hold on. The timestamp here is 12:14.
Stay on your knees, bro. Just shuffle. Shots fired. Officer needs help. We have shots fired. Officer, just slide over to your right a little bit. Hey, don't. Hey, drop it. Hey, shots fired. Officer needs help. We have shots fired.
So this was at 12:18. I wonder if this body cam gives me a timestamp.
Wait.
So does this body cam give a timestamp? Is this?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that says 12:08:10.
yeah, 12:08.
So
Double
this is at
zero.
12:08.
It's weird. Are they not synced up? This is the
12:14. That timestamps are wrong. I was just curious to see how long that fucking took them. Jeez, dude. Anyways, shout out to that. Thank you to everybody who's currently watching. Thank you to everyone for throwing likes, my guys. We're getting likes. Is this a practice? Pamela out here throwing shade. Is that?
They're all actors.
Jacob says hi to Michael. What's going on, Jacob? And yes, you know what this reminds me of? Do you guys remember the IRS video that came out?
Oh my god!
They were doing a training exercise with the IRS, like people. It was it was just a demonstration. It wasn't actual training. Thank God.
Your hands.
But that's kind of what it felt like. Like that took a long, and none of those guys were involved in the shooting. I kind of give the officers that were involved in the shooting a bit of a pass because that's a pretty high stress situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they might get a pass, but everyone else that came to help them does not, like at all. Like that, I don't know. That blew my mind.
I don't know that they get a pass because they didn't handcuff the guy. They didn't.
Or I was about to say there was poor tactics leading up to that. The shoot itself, I have no issue with at all. But because the guy ended up doing something stupid, and that's what led to the shooting. And I think the officers, again, reacted appropriately. Someone grabs a gun, doesn't put it down, you shoot them. It's not that complicated. Shout out to them for getting that right, unlike their fellow LAPD officers 2 videos ago. But, like, you can't be frisking someone in the name of scene security and then leave that person there unsecured after you've already taken a weapon off of them. Like, what are we doing? Also, if you're going to be doing petty stops on parking violations and trying to do narcotic stuff, be a little more high-speed, low drag than leaving a dude next to an unsecured car. That's all I'm saying. This was on April 13th of last year. Let's see. This was in Ranson, Wisconsin. Is W.I. Wisconsin?
I think so. Yeah.
Ranson, R-A-C-I-N. I don't know what the fuck that is. When the driver exited the vehicle and was placed under arrest, alleged female officer, she was not, and ran towards the officer yelling in a boisterous language. What?
Boisterous language.
That's what it says, yeah.
Yelling out boisterous language. Okay.
So they just constructed a traffic stop.
Does that mean she was cursing at them? Is that what that's supposed to mean?
I guess. So this person had an active warrant. Hopefully they'll give us some context. I want to thank all 22 of y'all who are here that have dropped likes, or at least somebody dropped likes. I appreciate it. Shout out to Blank Forge, Sweeper, Manifold, Partner Gaming, Pamela, of course, who's over here dunking on rookies there at LAPD. And for everyone that monetized the stream, because I demonetized it like overnight in the first 30 seconds. Did I miss anything in the chat, Juan?
I don't think so. Just Partner Gaming being very accurate about bullets and lightsabers.
The thing.
That is why bounty hunters use those.
Say it with me. Pit that car. Pit that car. This is a pursuit, I'm guessing.
On April 13th,
Dude, that is like probable cause on wheels
an
right
officer
there.
conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle.
As we call it, guilty.
After noticing it was operated by an individual with an active
there was
warrant
a
for
post on
seamless
Reddit. So, this reminds me of something. So there was this person that posted on Reddit in one of the law enforcement subreddits that was like, I keep getting pulled over by cops all the time. I don't commit crimes or whatever. I'm just really broke, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, I just keep getting pulled over and whatever. And then like a bunch of cops were replying like, that's crazy. You must be doing something, blah, 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 blah. Then they posted a follow-up, a picture of their car. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, that's PC.
Oh, that's PC by itself. Yeah.
It looked worse than this car.
I have remind me.
They're like, my registration's up to date. Like, my lights all work. Why am I getting stopped? They're like, oh, I would pull that over on principle.
Yeah, for the after party, and I'll say this for the after party. If you want to join us in the after party, you'll have to be part of our Patreon group that gives you access to our Discord where we do story time. I will tell you about when I pulled over a guilty car like this and had somebody with 17 warrants. So, and it was this is a Cadillac, but it was a Grand Marquis. It was a fuchsia Grand Marquis on rims. Anyways, that'll be for story time. Go join us in the after party. Our Discord is attached to our Patreon, which is just as little as $1 a month if you want to participate.
Even though these are so popular, is it just because they're cheap? Because I feel like you could just get like a Civic or something.
I will say this: these are good rides, though. My parents had a Dynasty. And the thing rode like glass. Like the suspension, I don't know what it is in those older like luxury cars. They're the smoothest riding cars. And they were probably pretty well built. The Cadillacs and stuff like that. They're just so old that they don't have a lot of the value that they did have. Especially when they're not maintained too terribly well. But they're still pretty good cars even after the fact. Because there was good engineering that went into these things. Unlike BMWs. Shout out to Lord Bucky. Give me strength to put this car. Partner gaming in here with jokes.
Anyone get in there?
401, we are going southbound, passing 13th.
Yeah, be sure hold here.
It's that car.
It's a very slow pit if they were going to do it. Oh, he's stopping.
We are still rolling slow. Looks like we're stopping in the 1200 block now.
Yeah, they stopped on the 1200 block. 2200
If there's a K9 working, I'll take one.
If there's a K9 working, I'll take one. Y'all small agency boys or something else, man.
The driver of the vehicle was identified as 53-year-old McCoy Jones. The officer approached the vehicle and immediately asked McCoy to exit because he was under arrest.
Oh, so he knew the driver. Bro's a small-ass town. Where's this Rainson? What's the population here of Rains?
Everything's a small town there.
How do you know just by...
less population than Dallas.
You know, this guy slept with my sister, and I know he's got a warrant. Like, what is the deal here?
82,
I think actually Wisconsin might be smaller than your city, Josh, like than Arlington.
Get out. No way.
Like the whole state, I think, has like 300,000 people in it.
Wow, shit. Yeah.
Nuts.
My city by itself is bigger than that.
Yeah.
29s, can you run them out?
They should just merge with the other like 5 states up there.
Driver's got 99.
The female passenger, later identified as 31-year-old Ashley Hawley, appeared agitated and said he was not.
Mr. Jones, please step out the car. You're under arrest. Step out the car.
No, he's not. Stop playing.
Step out the car.
Why?
Stay in the car.
Okay, stop.
Relax. Stay in the car.
Okay, I'm getting out of the car, y'all.
All right, put your hands behind your back, sir. Put your hands behind your back.
He's being cool. Shout out to this guy. I am team suspect.
For your arrest.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Why?
Well, we have 195. We don't need any 39.
After McCoy was escorted away.
Shout out to the mic loop. This guy had his portable extension here, and he had his handpiece, so that keeps him from having to lose a hand.
Ashley aggressively exited the vehicle, removed her
Blow mic
jacket,
loop to make
and
sure it doesn't fall off in a
sprinted at the
scuffle.
officer.
Really? Are you guys fucking kidding me? You guys
Stay in the car. Stay in the car.
Oh my God.
Stay in the car. Stay in the car.
Really?
Stay in the car.
Oh, that's right. That's this video. Hell yeah.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Away.
So, as producer Juan pointed out here, he's played enough right here not to know. If you're gonna go hands on, go hands on. Don't do it with one hand. Tasers do not work or are not effective means of gaining compliance once you're already touching. If you're within touching distance, don't be tasing people. Tasers are really only good from about like 5 to 15 feet, and 15 is very generous.
If you're gonna pull it out, use it. Don't just sit there and have it in
with it. Yeah,
she could have grabbed it. She could have grabbed it.
And then you have to shoot her.
And what happens when someone grabs your taser, when it's in your hand and you were going hands-on and they take it from you and you shoot them, is you get convicted, because that's what happened last time. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying that's what happens. But that's what happens when poor tax. Yeah, but that's what happens when poor tactics puts you in a position to have to do a sketchy use of force. This is why we do these fucking videos. The whole reason why I subject myself to PTSD every Thursday. So that we can talk about these things, because I want police officers to avoid these things, and I want the audience to understand how to interpret these things. Thank you to everyone that gave us likes. I appreciate it.
I like Real Ness's comment. Like, Duke's probably happy to go to jail to get away from that screw.
Shout out. He gets it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Bro, is this guy waiting to put gloves on to go?
No, I bless it. The other dude should have been using both hands in the first place. I'm giving him a chance to put on his glove.
Hang on, bro. Hang on. Let me get my gloves on, all right? She nasty.
He took my get your gloves on way too serious. Thank you to Poofy for donating $2 on a super chat. He wants to say that you should totally join the Patreon. It's as little as $1 a month. Gives you access to our Discord, and our Discord gives you 24-hour access to us. Basically goes straight to our phone, and that's where we're doing the after party, where y'all will get story time about the Grand Marquis that I pulled over with 17 warrants.
That's right.
The bitches! I swear to fucking God!
Stop resisting!
I hate you bitches!
Stop resisting!
When the officer attempted to direct Ashley's arm behind her back, she allegedly bit his hand.
Put your hands behind your back.
She's biting. She's biting.
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop resisting!
Stop resisting!
Stop resisting!
That's a handcuffing
Stop
position.
resisting!
Behind your back.
Sorry!
She bit me.
I'm sorry! Oh, I'm big! Oh my God!
Come on.
Please!
Let's act like we've been here before. Shout out to this guy, number 3 guy. He knew it was up. He's like, I ain't getting spit. Again, did not wait to put his gloves on. Or doesn't have them. We'll judge him either way.
I got it.
Please!
401, I got 295. Everyone's falling down. She bit me.
Oh my God! Cause you wouldn't let me go!
Don't talk, because she just now verbally admitted to biting him. What an idiot. You just verbally admitted on body camera to aggravated assault. Good job.
Your Laura gonna be mad.
Yeah, your Laura's gonna be pissed.
Just stop resisting.
I didn't do nothing!
All right, you fucking bit me.
If you got a female for the search to take one.
It's your second time of admitting that you bit him. Don't just shut up. Don't talk to the police. How many times do I have to tell you this?
You arrested me for nothing!
You can't get out the car.
I have anxiety!
I don't care.
I know that.
So you
bit him.
didn't go hands-on with her because she got out of the car. You went hands-on with her because she aggressively approached you in a manner that led you to believe that she intended on causing some level of bodily injury to you. Let's articulate, boys and girls. Let's act like we've been here before. Jeez. Fuck.
Because even if your report says, oh, I did it because she posed some kind of threat to me, when they watch the body camera footage and they go, well, you didn't say that on scene. You said that you put hands on her because she got out the car.
Is that a crime? Am I detained? Well, the stop was an investigative stop for a person that you knew that you had. So there wasn't even a moving violation.
Nope.
Do you smell?
She was not detained.
That's what I'm getting at. No. I'm not disagreeing with her getting thrown on the ground and her R2D2ing her way into, wah! You know, that's kind of what she sounds like. Jacob. Jacob even admitted it. He said, she sounds like a cartoon character. She kind of does. But just understand you have to articulate this. And it's the danger that people get in when they don't understand. Like, these are all, if you don't know what you're saying, don't say anything. But also, like, understand how you're applying the law because you are a law enforcement officer. Understand how to do it. I'm trying to keep you guys from getting out of trouble. I'm also trying to, on Only Robbers, teach people how to be better at committing crimes.
I'm going to back away from this.
Hey, I'll take you to the hospital, man. Hey, I'll
fucking bit me.
If you do your crimes better, fewer people get hurt.
I'll take you to the hospital, man.
Okay, so you don't get to bite people.
My chest is hurting, bro.
We're going to roll you over onto your side, okay?
Let me double
No.
check the cuffs.
My baby didn't do shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
Shout out to Poofy again for super chatting us. I'm going to read it before I say it because I know better. House rescue story. Yeah. So apparently Krista Kopp has a story time. Hopefully we'll get that from him sometime soon. Can join our Patreon group. Maybe we can get him in there and go do it. where he apparently has a story about him arresting a skinwalker with an MP5.
Oh my god.
Sounds like an SCP story.
I remember the story he told us of the guy he had to fight by himself, and then he got OC spray all over himself. And he had to basically fight him blind.
I am team providing medical services. They should be rolling medical, not just for old boy that got an ouchie on his hand, but also for the individual that you've used force on.
The time.
And you fucked my face. Y'all going down.
Y'all gonna die.
Cause I ain't got shit on me. Baby,
Just
I
sit down.
told you home.
Just stay seated.
Baby, I told you. I wanted you home with me.
Bro, he's got something going on because she's really committed to wanting him home. She was willing to fight for his freedom. Shout out to whatever he's got going on that's got this crazy
She's a
chick.
true ride or die.
Yeah. Yes, Pamela, we will thank Poofy for at least not having troll super chats. I appreciate the support of the Canadian dollars here from our neighbors from up north.
I need you. What am I sitting for?
If she doesn't get herself arrested when you get arrested, she's not right.
Guys, watch out, needle can.
Oh no,
No
she just...
paraphernalia, nothing.
I am team waiting for a female officer to give her a search incident to arrest, just because if you can do it, you should do it. Also, I want to point it out every time this happens, it's spread your feet. Do not use the phrase spread your legs, because that's got a really graunchy connotation.
Thank you.
I've heard it 3 times in the past 2 weeks.
Separate your feet.
Ah, there it is!
Yeah.
Shout out. I love it.
You like that, bitch? Piss in your face.
Oh my
Officers
god.
escorted her to the transport vehicle, but she refused to enter.
Now what? For what?
At the very least, resisting.
It's not for resisting. It's for aggravated assault, or at least assault on a peace officer. And maybe interference. It's not resisting. Resisting you might add, because she was arrested for an offense, but you can only resist, at least in Texas, search, transport, or arrest.
So what? I get out?
What's going on? Win-win?
Look what you did to my face, baby!
See,
They busted my face!
charge with a little bit more latitude.
I'm going.
Ours is resist, delay, or obstruct. So as long as you resisted, delayed, or obstructed my investigation or my duties, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you on that charge.
We have to be giving some level of lawful order or executing our duties or something of that nature. And the detention's not good enough in Texas. If I've only detained you, I can't charge you with resisting if you try to resist my detention. I have to have an arrest, or I have to be trying to search you or something like that, and then you pull away or something like that. There's an extra weird bit of weirdness in Texas, which I'm actually for.
Y'all busted my fucking...
Especially with we're foreign.
So it's
and receive medical attention for his laceration.
What else? That's it. If I heard this. Everything all right? Up under that, so do a sup and then just paste it to both reports, I guess. And then make.
She also had her gloves on. Shout out. Shout out to this female officer for saying, separate your feet. Let's see. Law and Crime. We've been recent fans of Law and Crime. They don't need our help with subscribers, but you should go check out their content. They've got some really cool stuff. And if you see something on their channel that you guys want us to go do, you can share that video with us on Patreon or on Discord. Let's see. Bodycam shows YouTuber I show speed handcuffed. Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, this is a follow-up to we covered this before.
Yeah.
So this is a YouTube streamer that got swatted. This is actually now the body cam footage, because before all we had really was his pre-stuff where he's like doing things.
Yeah.
And then they'll read it. And then we had like a very short snippet where one of his buddies was trying to keep live streaming and the cop told him to stop streaming. But this is like the actual body cam of everything that happened. I thought it'd be interesting to talk about swatting because it seems to be happening a lot again. Like,
Michael, you can go ahead and read the chat if you get a chance, and you can go say hi to our favorite badge bunny, Kristen, or soon to be Mrs. Michael. Go give her a hello to us, one of the OG fans of the channel. You can go ahead and read that super chat. Poofy, thank you for the super chat, and I will pass that message along that way, just so I don't have to read it out there to people. And Sweeper, you are right. You can say spread your movement devices. Here for it.
Movement devices.
Oh my god, this is crazy, dog. Any trouble? What the heck? Come to the back. Yo, bro. Hey. Hold on, I'll tell you what. Hey, what's going on? Hey.
So I believe they said that he called and said he was going to burn down his own house, right? That was my understanding of what.
No, so he called his friend faking a 911 call.
Yeah.
Basically talking like he was talking to a police officer, but he wasn't actually talking to a police officer.
Sure.
Which basically, I guess, gave the idea for one of his viewers to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the actual police on you."
Or that, or it was his neighbors that called because they could hear him.
It could have also, that was another thing that we talked about, was that it might have been his neighbors hearing him screaming.
Yeah.
Because he's a very loud streamer. Now, I would think they would know since he does that
all the time.
Yeah. But he was like saying stuff that sounded more like he was maybe either going to hurt himself or burn something down or whatever.
Unless it's a controlled skit in a studio where you're specifically showing, hey, we're filming in progress and stuff like that. I don't like prank videos. I don't like troll videos, and I don't like faking needing an emergency response. Puts everybody in a weird spot. And then, like Crying Wolf, or aspects of the Me Too movement, you really put yourself in a hole here when you're doing these things and abusing mechanisms that are designed to help and advocate for victims who actually need it. Don't be that person.
Tell you what. Good. Whoa, let's go. Relax. Come to the back. Come to the back. Yo, get my phone, bro. Get my phone. Get my phone. It's right there.
Shout out to this officer for knowing how to handcuff.
Let's go live, bro.
Let's go live.
Right now, bro. We'll explain.
My guy.
This guy's. You gotta pass on one.
We're gonna talk with you. Go live, bro. What did I do? Bro, press it, dude. That's done. That's done. What did I didn't do nothing though. No. We're going to explain it. Can you take a minute, listen? Someone in your name. Hear me out. You ready? What did I do, bro? You're gonna listen to me? He's trying to explain it to you. Yeah, we're gonna explain to him.
Shout out to this corporal.
We're filming too. Bro, I didn't. Yo, bro. Oh my God, bro.
Let's
I
talk
swear
to him
I didn't
away
do
from
nothing, bro. Chill.
Away from this guy.
And we are going to explain. You're gonna connect with me.
This is the part that we saw last time in the other video. This is the view from this dude's cell phone.
So snatching a person's phone just because they're recording, I'm not going to bless. However, you can set a reasonable boundary around your investigation. I am team keeping him in that backyard, but once he's in that backyard, what are we doing? The person of interest is being detained. Like, what are we doing? I'm not team snatching.
If he's recording it or live streaming it, would that be a problem?
No, not really. Because I mean, it's lawful for him to do. If that makes any sense. If it was a live scene, like let's say this guy was barricaders, sure, I'd have an issue with that because I could articulate the exigency that I need to control that environment, and I'm trying not to give that person an advantage, right? I can stop the news from recording something if it's like a live barricaded person, right? Now, the newscaster can get far enough away that he's so zoomed in that I can't reasonably make that part of my crime scene. But if he's not in my crime scene, I can't really stop him. They can stream whatever they want because they have First Amendment rights that I can't trample on unless I'm doing some sort of investigation. Or you see what I'm saying? Like it's not a. That's why I have issue with him taking the phone, or I have no problem with him moving him. But like I said, that backyard's a pretty hard barrier. And you can move your detainee. I'd have that detainee in a car. We wouldn't be stopping having this conversation at the side of a house. He'd be in the back of a patrol car already. We're not doing this in the middle thing. But I don't know what their SOPs are for that. Or whether or not they even knew that they had an offense. They were just trying to investigate it as an investigation and thought securing him was a good idea. Because it could be a cuff and release situation. So shout out to Ohio for having this bit of fuckery.
Why do you?
Oh, and he's a sergeant. Oof. That's what I was about to say. Like, oof, oof. He's a sergeant, and the rules don't apply to him.
That's what that is. You don't know what's swatting? Yeah, it happened to his boy Aiden last night. Okay, so this is one of those silly things that people. Yeah. Well, and he didn't. You know who swatted, he is, right? I don't know who he is. I don't know any of that.
He didn't get swatted. It was just the police. Okay, boomer.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
Don't say dumb shit on the internet and get caught in uniform, or you will end up on my show, and I'll end up making fun of you.
That's the situation. Like that. Okay. He got swatted. That's what it is. Someone called him in.
Don't correct him again.
You can look on what. No, I believe you. I believe that's. We've been live for the past 2 hours. Live doing what? Waiting for this to happen? No.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Live on stream. Like I said, there's 100,000 people watching.
He's
That's what he does.
he's a sergeant. And
What are we doing?
He is investigating Josh. Okay. You need to respect his investigation skills.
They're making us turn it off. But we'll keep you updated.
Oh, they made him turn it off?
No. Lawsuit.
Not gonna lie, and normally I'm not team this, and I'm so God. I hate when you people make me do this. Normally I'm team fuck, and I'm still team fuck these guys, but that is a that is a fundamental. That is literally the first one. Only
Number one.
That is number one. Like bro, like he's not recording. Even if he was recording the arrest, if he was doing it from the upstairs room, like what do you like? I don't know, dude. I have beef with that. I love that you know the Constitution. Thank you, Pamela. I kind of swore an oath to it.
Hey, Sarge, what do you have to hide?
And that's the problem is that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's the shadiest. But now, again, if the guy's in handcuffs, you don't get a phone. I'm recording on body cam. I get to control that stuff. This is a bystander. Yep. I don't have a detention on this guy. I don't have anything outside of him being a free person in my presence. Like, I have issue.
That's his mom calling him.
Well, his dad's out front.
We're talking to his dad out front.
Are we keeping the phone?
Taking the
I'm just a cameraman. That's all I am. But
No.
he was in Miami.
We're sitting in stereo.
There's something going on right now.
Bro. Ohio's wilding out here.
Oh, somebody got killed doing that. Now, where was that? That was.
This is where the Constitution goes to die.
Yeah.
So you're saying somebody
Cornfields.
Oh, I know.
called us
Yeah, I know for sure.
with some BS.
Also, I have beef if this is not a money clip.
And
If this is a knife on the front of your vest, I have issue. Here's a free weapon on my vest.
I have issue with the way he's standing with his gun, as close to the damn bystander as possible.
Outside of trampling on his First Amendment rights, nothing of what he's doing is illegal. Just it either looks bad or is terrible tactics, as he said. You shouldn't be gun side that close. Mind you, doesn't matter because he's not a suspect or anything like that. It's just why put somebody in a position to do something stupid? And I just have, I don't know. Whatever. We'll just play this. This is pissing me off.
We literally just ended the live stream. He's been streaming for the past 3.5 hours. 2 hours. 2.5, 3.5 hours. You can see everything he's done for the past 2.5 hours. Okay. So,
do me a favor. You can walk out here with us.
Yeah.
Leave your phone there for now.
Well, here, I'll carry it for you so you don't. Oh, it's his phone?
Yeah. Somebody done pranked us and said that he was about to kill me.
That was mom.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Does he have any mental diagnosis or anything like that? Any guns in the house?
No, I mean, I have one.
Doesn't matter if there's guns in the house if he's not a danger to himself. Do you have any knives? Do you have any rope-like things? Do you have any blankets? Do you have any bleach? Are we going to go down the list of ways he could kill him? Like, if he's not a danger to himself and doesn't have any...
You have a bathtub and a toaster?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, so this is a mental health checklist that you run through, and in the state of Texas, it's a mental health evaluation that I'm going through a checklist to figure out whether this person's a danger to himself or others, and it's tied to some level of mental health, acute mental health or chronic mental health issue. Look it up. Just Google it. But ultimately, if I can't determine that he's a danger to himself, he hasn't said he's suicidal. We have a third-person caller that faked that he was him or not or whatever. But when I'm physically in front of him, he hasn't said anything. The people that are responsible for him, parents, haven't said no, he's not suicidal. He's not none of those things. Why am I asking any other questions? What am I trying to articulate? These things are important because people will evaluate the body cam footage, and when you have CVSs burning, this is the ammunition they're going to use. Why is this pissing me off? I'm getting so mad.
Well, because it's the most basic of basic stuff.
I'm getting so mad. I'm more mad at this than I am like LAPD watching a guy bleed out because they have to have like a whole powwow pre-brief, pre-arrest party while they hold lethal cover on a fucking truck.
Well, Josh, you are a constitutionalist.
Yeah, it's true.
Hello.
Were you trying to be funny?
Oh, yes.
Were you trying to be funny? Is not a part of the investigation. Oh my god. What are we doing? Well, I am so mad. Someone called. He didn't call. Someone called. So if he didn't call, why are we talking to him? If he's already axed everything, right? And I have multiple witnesses in that area that have axed everything. Worse than that, I have 100,000 witnesses that have watched him for the last 2 years, 2 hours, not do anything for in the time that it took for this call to take place. I'm getting so pissed off. Shout out to the tattoo policy though. That's what's up.
About to say that.
That's what's up. Visible tattoos, that's what's up.
Tattoo policy though.
Also, outer vest, shout out.
He doesn't have any mental.
With knives just hanging out on him.
Yeah.
There's that. Yeah, there's that.
Anyway.
I like how.
Are you dad or stepdad? Stepdad.
You did? Sound like you said you did.
What kind of car does she drive?
Why does it matter what kind of car he drives?
Okay. She will be here in a few minutes. Yeah. All right, sounds good. Yeah, we'll talk to you. There you go. That was quick.
What are we doing?
Coming in hot.
Why are we walking him down the street? Is he going to jail?
Someone called the 911 center and said, with your name, that you wanted to hurt your family and hurt yourself. So we came to make sure you're okay.
All right, just listen to me.
Okay.
I am a popular streamer. I am a YouTuber, okay?
Come on.
I have 10... Let me talk.
So guess what?
Okay,
If
hold on,
you're
wait.
good, you may be out of these cuffs, but relax.
Okay.
We're on your side.
All right.
We're here to make sure you're not going to harm yourself.
The first guy I'm not pissed off about.
Right?
All right.
Now, people dox people, right?
Oh, yeah. All right,
Okay,
so
so
look,
that's
let me
it.
talk, okay? I am a popular streamer. I have 10 million subs. You know what a streamer is, right?
Sure, I guess.
You know what a streamer is.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I was team this guy until he started talking. How many subs you have doesn't matter. You being a streamer doesn't matter. The only thing that needs to leave your mouth, I am not homicidal. I am not suicidal. I feel safe, and I have a safety plan because I have family and friends that are around me. That's it. That's all you need to say. Everything else is extraneous, and with your luck, you say something stupid because you're not thinking about it. Shut your mouth. Don't talk to the police. It's not complicated. Anything other than that is a big waste of your time, and you are giving information that you do not have to give. You have 4th and 5th Amendment rights that mean you don't have to admit or say or explain anything if you haven't committed a crime. That's the only reason I'm saying that is because there's no reason to explain the rest of this. There's no reason to explain any of this stuff. I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's for content.
Tell all your streamer YouTuber friends that because they do not know.
Yeah, please, pretty
That
please.
is one thing. Is like most 99.999% of people don't know that. They don't know that they can just say that.
Yeah, it's so
Which is
dumb.
the easiest thing.
It's so
They
dumb.
don't know. Hell, they don't know. Don't talk to cops.
Are you ready?
If you're innocent, you have to explain yourself.
Yeah. So we're now only robbers. Don't. I am not a danger to myself. I am not homicidal or suicidal. I feel safe, and I have people here that can take care of me, even if you don't trust me. That's it. I did not make an attempt on my life. I did not make an attempt on anyone else's life. I didn't ask for help.
Yeah. Because I will say that this is a very common pattern that I've seen with all the times that the streamers and YouTubers talk about swatting is the trying to explain yourself and explain what YouTube is, what streams are, what all of this
Doesn't
stuff
matter.
is.
Doesn't matter.
Which is like, yeah, as the police officer, you don't care. doesn't matter. You're there for one reason only, make sure that you're not hurting yourself or hurting anybody else. And trying to explain it all, because that is the source of frustration for people who are getting swatted.
Yeah.
Is that the police does not understand what they do and why this is happening. But like, you can shortcut all that by basically just being like, you know, not a danger to myself, not a danger to others. Peace, bro.
I like how Sweeper's like, no, it's just a thermonuclear warhead in my basement. In that case, you're getting some hard questions asked. I gotta love this channel, but I predict on the 1st of April. Oh no! Oh, we gotta do an only robber stream. Oh my god, that's gonna be incredible. Sweeper, that's a brilliant idea. I have to give you credit. And Pamela agrees with me.
You ever heard of a streamer SWAT or whatever?
Okay, you got him? Colas on. Yeah. And I want to kill myself, my family.
No, he's lying. It's obviously a lie. It's a lie.
Well,
okay?
we're here to make sure, right?
Oh, yes.
Because of school shootings, right?
Yes.
Be on my side.
Yeah.
Work with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
I
imagine if, like, you have a son. Hear me out. Imagine you have a son. You love him so much.
This is just.
I have no issue with this officer's doing, but like if you don't have it, you don't have it. And I get kind of maybe being thorough about it, and I don't know. I could look at the timestamps, but I don't feel like doing it because this video is annoying the shit out of me already. But talking to him in a reasonable, rational manner, this officer, let's be honest, is probably a P1, is doing a way better job of respecting his constitutional rights than old Sergeant Tyrant over there that's over there ripping cell phones out of people's hands and basically detaining people without cause.
And keeping the cell phone.
Yeah, like I'm trying to calm down, but it's just like it's just a.
Okay, I do want to point something out though that I just thought of. So we always talk about the OODA loop in terms of the officers, where you like revert back to training, you start repeating yourself, whatever. It sounds like honestly that's happening to I Show Speed here, where it's like,
I agree.
Prefrontal cortex. He's stressed out. He's whatever. He's trying to explain. He keeps repeating. He keeps trying to get to his point across. It's not happening. He keeps doing the same thing, and so I guess my question is, what is sort of either the training or whatever for officers to get them out of that?
So typically, anytime there's an acute stressor, typically they'll shove water down your. Literally, they'll be like, "You need to drink water," because something about water, I can't explain the science behind it. It does take you out of that OODA loop, or it's not an OODA loop. It takes you out of the negative feedback loop, where you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you don't understand why, because your fucking prefrontal cortex isn't working. This guy's talking in a calm manner. He's asking him very simple, very plain questions, and he's trying to de-escalate. That's really all you can do. You can't force feed the guy water, and you can't there's no. I'm not gonna hit this guy with like an EpiPen or something like that. Like there's nothing you can really do outside of talking calmly and plainly to somebody. I like that they're making him move because stemming can help with that. And stemming, for those of you that don't know, is like a involuntary or compulsory. It's not involuntary, but it's a compulsory movement to put off stress. My issue with this is that somebody, and he's young, so I give him a bit of a pass. If you're going to be a popular YouTube person, I should probably have already thought out that this might happen to you. Just saying. Have a script ready for that. Have things and mechanisms in place that, hey, have the script ready. I don't care what it is. Have a little emergency book to say, hey, I'm a streamer, by the way, this probably happened, whatever. They've complied with everything, which I'm very proud of them for doing that, because they could have been very ignorant about it, and they weren't. Shout out to his family and his friends for cooperating with the entire investigation. I just think you can't be on a platform like that and not be prepared for that. Like I get annoyed when politicians don't know how to answer simple questions. Like, hey, how do you think your policy is going to affect something? I don't know. I didn't write it. I'm just here for the speeches, whatever. It's kind of the same thing. I understand. Hell, Michael understands. There's things he can't fully say or articulate or whatever on this stream because he's going to be held potentially liable if they see that he said something on stream and then he gets stuck in a situation later, so on and so forth. He gets to take the layup things. I notice most of the conversations I have are about that gray area. Because I'm not going to be held liable for this stuff as a police officer because I have retired. And so...
lucky.
Yes. So it's just different. I don't know that it's necessarily the officers. If you're going to be engaging in behavior that's going to cause an inflammatory reaction, I think it's more incumbent on you, the individual, to be prepared for it. However, really as police officers, it's very... And people's reactions to that are very different. old lady that was the ride or die chick from the last call wasn't even handled by law enforcement. She was just upset watching. How do you de-escalate that? You know what I'm saying? Like she's technically suffering from the exact same prefrontal cortex shutdown as he, and they're very obviously the reactions are very different. I see Speed or whatever his name is, or I Show Speed did a better job of handling that. But him being stuck in that, like, I would almost rather go to a shrink or go do a little bit of research and reading. What's up, Christopher Watson? I would rather see that people kind of take that onus on themselves and figure out, how do I get myself out of it? It's fucking breathing and shit like that. There's exercises you can do to get yourself out of that. But as a police officer, there's not much.
More generalized, just because, like, obviously in this situation, he was doing something that maybe got him called on it or whatever. But there's obviously, this is not even that same week. There were other ones that were just playing video games on stream and got swatted. You know, and so like, when you're in that headspace of like, you're just chilling, you're doing your stream or whatever, and all of a sudden you've got cops there shining flashlights or whatever, if it's at night or during the day, whatever, and you start getting that stressed out, where it's almost like this feedback loop of you're stressed out, so you start talking in a way that gets the cops annoyed at you.
Sure.
And that's at least like old sergeant dude over there not helping the situation, kind of thing. Like, you can get into this feedback loop of like, you're annoying them, they're annoying you, and you're just back and forth, and there's no real way to get that calmed down.
And on that instance, that falls on the officer. There's zero reason for you to get annoyed here. To be honest, it's not your emergency. I don't understand. And it's really why I was frustrated with the sergeant specifically. And you could see it. Me and Michael both almost simultaneously reacted to that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing from a constitutional standpoint? But from, like, why are you being confrontational? Is this guy trying to fight you? Is this guy, like, clenching his fist or shoving you or yelling? None of that's how. Why are you giving him attitude?
And
I don't know.
I've said it to fellow officers before. You know, we are sometimes our worst enemy.
100%.
There are cops out there that do some really stupid things. I don't know what they were thinking, what their thought process was. I'm not in their head.
They weren't.
But they do some right. They do some really stupid things, and it makes us all look bad. And you know,
well, you got to think too, like, most of what you see, because that is what makes news, is that. So as a civilian, your worry is, I might get shot right now for sitting in my room playing video games.
Yep.
And that, I mean, that stress response is going to be instant. And especially you're not used to that stress response either. Like, you haven't practiced it. You were never trained for it. You're just having it.
Yep.
You know? And so that's why I was kind of wondering if there is, and I guess like the water sounds like a good idea. It looks like they're doing probably everything that they can to try and get him to kind of get back in a headspace that's a little bit more conducive to a conversation.
And if I could give you like an example, so like we had you get a bit of a story time here. You guys get mini story time here. We had a guy, and he shot 2 shotgun shells off his bench, which is only a misdemeanor in Texas apparently. He was on his front porch at his apartment. And he cranked off 2 rounds, which caused a 1034 call, and we all went code or whatever. We get in this really long standoff with this guy. As we're approaching, I have a brilliant officer that points us at the wrong apartment. So I was rifle certified at the time, and I, at rifle point, fully extracted a family of 4. And by the time I got to, so Dad comes out first, right? Point the rifle at Dad. We give him commands. He walks over. Then, Mom came out, and then they were both in pajamas. And I could see, the kids' heads poking out, so I lowered my rifle, maybe I don't need to be pointing a gun at these people, because I'm not an idiot. We realized that these people weren't the ones involved, and that the actual apartment where the gunshots happened and all that stuff was, literally 50 feet in a different direction. I had to get these people identified because I pointed a gun at them. But they were stressed. I mean, they just had a rifle and a big old flashlight pointed at them this whole time. And they had law enforcement yelling at them, show me your hands, so on and so forth. And the first thing I did was to make sure that me, the person holding, and I'm very good. I was the verbal judo SWAT member of my group, in the sense that, if somebody needed to be de-escalated, I was sent. The problem is I was on rifle duty. So the one thing they probably don't want is a police officer with a rifle slung on his chest to go over there and go ask them for their information. I had another officer that was present there. I said, hey, go talk to them and let's just go make sure that they understand what's going on. And she explained very well, the officer that was with me, hey, really sorry that had to happen. We were given bad information. We're trying to keep this guy from blowing up Bill's apartment complex. You know what I mean? We're trying to get your information. I gave her my business card so she could give it to them. This was the officer that pointed a gun at you. There's going to be a report involved if you guys want it. They basically gave them all the information they needed and then let them vent. And they probably yelled. I wasn't there because I was pointing a gun at a guy with a propane tank in his hand saying he was going to burn the whole place to the ground. But I'm gathering that in that part, she probably got yelled at a lot. They probably complained a lot. And she was an absolute trooper and took it. Because, yeah, I'd be upset too if I was in the middle of the night minding my own business and I got a bunch of cops screaming at me from outside my apartment to come out with my hands up. So it is what it is. They complied with it, and they got to go file their complaint. And I don't know what came of that on the back end. But there are things you can do. But understand you're going to take that L if you got bad information and you had to be the cop. Don't be the sergeant over here, sassafras, trampling on people's First Amendment rights. Be the other officer that was walking him down the street and de-escalating it.
You have a cell phone and you're filming me?
How dare you?
How dare you?
I'm not going to give a news station shout-outs because they're owned by the conglomerate news. But this is Prince William, Columbia. Was that CO?
Let's see what that says.
Drug bust. Pew pew. Oh, maybe this is a different Columbus. Maybe this is Prince William. Makes me think that it's Canada.
It might be Virginia.
But Prince William makes me think. Let's see. Prince William County.
Oh, is it like a company?
No, county.
County. Okay.
Let me look at that badge. Virginia. Yep. Prince William County, Virginia.
Oh, shout out to Virginia. Look at that. That's what we got a northerner for. Sorry, what Carolina is that again?
How dare you, sir?
What's the prefix? What's the prefix for that state?
Don't worry about it.
Is it South Carolina?
Don't worry about it.
Sorry, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, sorry. Christopher Watson, thank you for the poop emoji and the super chat for 99 cents. That poop emoji is for that sergeant not understanding what First Amendment was. That poop embodies his knowledge of the Constitution. I thought it was a private server or something. It's the NA server. For those of you nerds that know what that is. The easier server to get wins on is what it is. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Can I hit play? Is it playing? It's playing.
Hey, it's playing.
These look like apartments.
I almost recognize those apartments.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. Shout out to Ring.com for having good Ring cameras, because Ring cameras are providing sometimes way better footage than body cams. That's right. Fuck you, son. I haven't forgot about you. Yeah. This is like 720p right here. It's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird that there's like a random door open here.
Yeah.
So, boys and girls, I want to give you a lesson. I will let Michael explain what we just witnessed.
Sus. That's what we witnessed. Sus.
So, because I can't be accused of doing pretextual stops, typically when I see somebody exit a vehicle and then immediately enter not just any seat in a vehicle, but the back seat of a vehicle that's not an Uber, and it would be dumb for you to leave your personal vehicle to get into someone else's and need an Uber unless your car's broken down. Typically, this is how drug deals happen. So if you happen to be sitting in a Brahms parking lot trying to get ice cream with your wife, and you watch this exact thing happen, and you tell your wife, hey, we're not getting ice cream today because there's a drug deal going down, and I don't want to be here when a dope rip happens. Understand what's going on. Ha! Pamela already knew!
Especially
Shout out to Pamela. She beat me on the delay. That's what's up.
Especially when somebody gets out of the passenger seat of one car, then gets into
the back passenger,
the back passenger area of another vehicle parked, with its license plate hidden.
Yeah, I don't know where they learn in the school of drug dealing how to do drug deals, but I swear to you, this is how at least 80% of drug deals go down. You're real fancy if you're going into a trap house. And most of the time they don't let you in a trap house because they don't want you to know where said trap house is, because that's where they keep the money and the drugs at. They want to meet you where you're at. It's chain distribution. Amazon taught them a lot.
I can tell you my
Logistics win wars.
My attention
Even
would
the
be on
drug
that
war.
vehicle, and I may follow that vehicle out of said parking lot.
That, my friends, is a pretextual stuff.
I would look for.
But you would get a moving violation. You would get a moving violation,
Yes.
but that is absolutely
I
pretextual.
Yeah.
Again,
That's the pretext.
We cannot profile people, but I can profile the fuck out of your activity and your vehicle.
Yes.
Let's see. So on the video, I can't wait to see I'll break down. Probably some of the want to see. Okay, you guys are addressing the chat. I want to see how this goes down.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens next. Oh.
I guess they did the deal.
Raiding cars.
Wait. That's sus.
That's so sus, dude. That's also the duffel bag. I bet it's a Nike duffel bag.
Is that the preferred brand for drug dealers?
They're just nice duffel bags. Like if you're gonna spend money on a duffel bag, the Nike makes really nice duffel bags, and so because they don't typically buy cheap shit, they typically go with the Under Armour is okay, but I judge drug dealers by the duffel bags they bought. Like if you had a Nike duffel bag, you had a Glock. Like if you had like a JanSport duffel bag or something like that, like you were rocking a Taurus or whatever, a Caltech or something weird. Stay deucing. Is the car turning on? Oh.
Oh no!
Bet this is
leaving.
cops. I just saw a car pull in over here. Could be a weapons buy. That's true. That's very true. Could be a weapons buy. That would actually make a lot of sense.
This is how I bought my my Ruger.
This is exactly how you bought the Ruger. I was there for that.
Texas, this is how you buy guns.
In Texas, this is how you buy guns in the private market, yes. It just doesn't happen in an apartment parking lot. You do it in a public place.
Yeah.
It's a little sus.
A little less sus.
What's going on here? Give me some action.
Oh, we got a bystander. Get in his car. His truck.
Minding my business. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm minding my own business. Fitness. Do you hear the siren in the background?
Yeah.
What is going on? They're playing musical chairs with their cars? But this guy ain't having none of it. He's like, I ain't getting caught in a dope rip.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I'm out.
Or not. There he goes.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Drug unit.
Yeah, for sure. Unmarked, dude. Get wrecked. Ooh. That was a shooting. That was a shooting posture. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was brave.
Oh my god.
That was so brave of him.
This guy right here. I don't know if y'all can see my mouse and my cursor. This guy leaving the Ford Fusion here. That there is a shooting posture.
Now.
Oh.
I bet. Oh. This is big brain. Big brain moment. The guy that got out the driver's seat of that car was actually an undercover cop.
Oh. You're probably right.
Mm-hmm. That was a controlled buy.
Look at that.
That was a controlled buy.
Probably also why the cops were there so quick. Like they knew and unmarked and all that shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Because nobody even followed him. 100%. Bro, shout out to Big Dick Energy here. He didn't give a fuck. He was there for it.
Did we ever watch the body cam video of that? It was pretty much exactly this, except the lieutenant that was in charge skipped the briefing that morning, and so he didn't know who the undercover was and shot him.
Yep, we did cover that one. Might cover that one again, but
okay. Yeah,
pretty good one.
That one was crazy. This is cool.
They arrest this guy. We get body cam. High risk takedown of the vehicle.
See, when I say nobody gets mad about a wide shot, this is great. You see everything.
Exactly. So I will say this: it was a dope rip. I'd probably know a lot of good information about how well armed he is. I'm in no hurry to approach this car, to be honest. This is where you get the shield out, you go do the thing, probably get this guy to come out to you as opposed to approach the car. He's not leaving. He's got to ram like 5 vehicles to get out of here, so we are no risk of him trying to drive off or something like that. He's probably also already immobilized this vehicle.
This guy here just walking up all like, all right.
One person giving commands. I hate these. These take forever. This is where old boy with the pepper ball gun and the fucking beanbag shotgun just start nailing the hell out of this car. This is where it comes in. This is where this makes sense.
But you have to have your
from the playground behind those slides.
Yeah, gotta have the chief behind it though.
Yeah, that's right.
As a point of aim.
Mm-hmm.
Is he coming out? He opened the door. I guess you don't get to see
that was
the rest.
it?
Yeah.
All right, we got another one coming.
Wow.
Lame.
All right, we got another one coming. Brinstone?
Burnistown.
Wow, that's not English.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the name of the YouTube channel.
Because it might actually be like UK. I know he put a couple of UK ones in the Discord.
I think this is probably one of Ginger's. Shout out.
Yep.
Ginger.
Shout out to Ginger Ninja.
Shout out to Ginger Ninja. That truck left just in time, dude. No kidding.
Yeah, man.
He knew it was up. If you can only fire beanbags next to your chief. Blank Forge said it too. Oh my god.
What's your name?
What's your name? Go watch the first 20 minutes of our last Tactical Tuesday, and we had to do it in Scottish accents. It was a debacle. What's your name?
Monaco. Is there a problem, officer? We'll find out in a minute.
We'll find out in a minute.
Suck. Do not blow. You suck these new ones. Hurry up. Now, what did you say your name was again?
Johnny McMonagle. Hey, that's no funny. I've been trying to complain, and look what
Holy man. Hey, see you later, Orvo.
That was worth it. He gets a free pass for a shitty video if he gets one in the future. That was worth it for some levity. Thank you, Ginger Ninja, Patreon sub and a frequent supporter of the channel.
That helped my PTSD.
Wouldn't it? Like I had some serotonin hit the brain there.
Yeah.
This is now Glasgow burglary caught by police. Shout out.
Glasgow. Yeah, can't talk.
Glasgow. I like how this guy's straight up videotaping.
That's exactly what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
They would be happy.
I'd be like, hey.
They'd be happy in here in Texas.
No.
He'd be taking a slug straight from the top of his head out his anus, probably. But...
I'd be like, hey, you're on candid camera.
Shout out to Pamela for still being here. I see you in the chat. Also, Blank. And Perilous Mastodon. Mastodon? My brain.
Mastodon right last time.
I did. It's whatever.
Okay.
You could throw a rock at him, like a potted plant.
I was gonna say I took a vase, hit him in the head.
I'd throw a turd at him.
in a paper bag.
I would drink some really quick. Like I'd just go get some ice cream or some shit. I lactose intolerant, so it would immediately leave me. And
You could just pee out the window.
Extra disrespect. Juan's out here for blood.
I'm prepared.
He's been planning this for his entire life.
Stay strapped. Always ready to
Perilous Mastodon said I did better than last week. He's right. What is this guy's deal? It's like the most polite burglar.
He's trying to make sure he doesn't damage the door, you know?
Just dig up the glass.
Yeah, this seems like it would be quicker to just kick it.
Oh,
I guess
he's almost got it open. It's like a French door.
Yeah.
It's French because it can't win wars.
Like, he must know. Hands on.
My guy.
Pavement.
You didn't have to go at him that hard.
No, I did.
Oh my god.
LA burned for less, dude. Holy shit. Game respects game, though, dude. Oh my god. Hold on. Go back to this.
You said surprise, motherfucker.
Seriously, though. It's surprise, motherfucker. Get down. We gotta get that soundbite for Ready or Not and just have it on a soundboard. Get down.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
He's a burglar.
Put your hands behind your back. That's incredible.
Man,
that made my day.
My man came for blood.
I don't even know what the hell was behind that door that he went through all that effort to try and get
That's
in
what I'm
there.
trying to figure out. Amazon package.
Maybe, or like, it was like a jewelry store or something.
Pamela went ahead and said that he was a horrible robber. Blankford said, "Can I buy someone a Patreon sub?" Gonna go ahead and put an L in the chat for that robbery.
I wish we had like gifted subs.
I know. I wonder if
That'd be cool.
We might be able to look at the metadata and see if we can do that.
I know like memberships you can, but then that's a whole extra thing we have to add to YouTube.
That gets complicated.
Patreon's so much easier.
You
We can share stuff there. We can't share here.
You a freaking idiot. Florida cops arrest teen accused of shooting at woman's car in road rage incident. Wow.
That's getting super common.
Shout out.
We've had several of those here in Texas recently.
Go look up Arlington road rage. Just Google that and you'll see what comes up. My city was real cool.
I was legitimately terrified when I was driving through Arlington because of that. I was like, every car that passed, fucking don't get pissed off.
And we drive like absolute assholes. Everybody.
Oh my god, yes.
And
the
the further west you get too, in DFW, the worse it gets. And then it gets like decent around like Irving and like that area. But then you get like to Dallas and it goes right back to being worse. Yeah.
Around your neighborhood was okay, but as soon as I touched that fucking interstate, it was over.
Yeah.
You know, the problem with DFW is like you go from like super nice, wonderful, amazing $1 million homes to like the ghetto within like 2 streets.
Yeah.
And then back to like $1 million. It's crazy. So you never know, you know, when you're gonna hit a terrible spot.
Shout out to gentrification.
That's right.
Yes.
It was like I'd be driving and be like, oh, this is a nice area. Holy shit, I'm gonna get robbed right here.
I have unholstered and reholstered my gun 15 times in 3 streets. So, anyways, Florida PD or Florida cops up here approaching a road rage suspect. It was actually an aggravated assault suspect. Let's be honest. It might be deadly conduct technically, depending on how this went down. We'll see.
Hey man, step out the car for us, bud.
Would that be based on the state, or is that kind of like a general?
The state and then the elements of the offense. So, like, let's say, like, I looked at you and shot in the air, or like I looked at you and just pointed at you, but didn't say anything about shooting you. I could articulate deadly conduct. Or like if I was indiscriminately shooting, and you happened to be in the way and felt in fear for serious bodily injury, that's deadly conduct, not aggravated assault. Because I didn't knowingly and intentionally do it to you. You just happened to be there. all of those celebratory gunfire things that happen on 4th of July around where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Deadly conduct, everybody. Actually, it'd be discharge of a firearm within certain municipalities to get technical if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Misdemeanor.
Yeah, misdemeanor. Class A.
Stop. Stop. Step out of the car for us. Stop. Both of you. Stop. Step out of the car for him, man. All right? No guns on you, nothing like that, man? All right, step out for him, bud.
His eyes. That's a pre-attack you.
We'll explain what's going on in a minute, sir, okay? Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Okay, you don't have a gun or anything on you, right, man?
Look at his eyes.
All right, step away from the car.
Yeah.
Look at him learning like to how to get out of a car like an infant. Like he's like, oh, what? That's pre-attack you. Him not looking at you. He doesn't even look in the car. What the fuck's he looking at?
Step away from the car.
Yeah, that's when you rip him out.
Stop.
Rip him out.
No.
Stop.
There you go.
I don't know if y'all saw it. It was real quick.
When he puts his hand back in.
Step away.
Watch.
Stop.
That right there. He reached for it.
There it is.
I believe it was in the door frame, but that's how quick it was. But yeah, ain't nothing worth your life going in there for. He should have gone the way of gray shirt guy at LA.
Yeah.
Shout out to this officer for going hands on like that and handling up.
Stop.
Bro, gray shirts are taking big L's today.
Yeah.
This guy's got a gray shirt on too.
49 Central.
Bro, this guy wants no smoke. He's like, nah, dude, I'm good.
You need me on my knees, on my belly?
Bro, I'll start rubbing my belly and tapping my head, whatever the fuck you want.
Crisscross applesauce? What do you want?
Bro, he ain't trying to fuck with any of this. This is dad? Who the fuck is this grown-ass man with him? Looks like a grown-ass man. This guy's like a teenager.
Was he even in? Is that the other guy that was in the car, or did he come in from inside the house?
This is the passenger in the car. Yeah.
Because I thought somebody came out from inside the house.
Dude,
Dude, that's a teenager. That is an old teenager.
That's what I mean. That's a grown ass man there.
He's a smoker.
90 Central, you re-intact? Or 49 to 90? Stay there. We got him and the 0.
I'm assuming the 0 is the 10 code or a
Step
signal
over there.
code.
Signal
Step over there.
Signal
Put him
0.
against the front of
For
the
a
car.
firearm.
Hey, the Japanese
Freaking
character's
stupid.
on the car windshield.
Huh?
He's a
You
weed.
freaking idiot!
The weeb that was about to get shot.
Shout out to this officer. Big dick energy. I have a man crush.
Car for a katana.
Pulled the gun out as we're trying to get him to step out of the car. Yes. No, we were trying to get him to step away from the car.
Let's see. I'm going to judge him on his gun. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
I want to see it. Nimmies.
Hey.
Make it safe.
Put him in a car.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Can you get him ready?
Maybe he'll look back.
Talk to him real quick.
Does that say locally hated?
It looks like a Glock.
Kind of's got a Glock
Can you
vibe.
get him?
Locally hated. Locally hated. Yeah.
That's not even clever. Like, it should be like a locally hated, locally something else. That's dumb.
Often debated, locally hated, or something. You know,
like that.
go
I
get
don't know.
something. We've got 3 more
You're gonna
videos left.
love yourself. Like,
Yeah.
it's not live.
It's his dad. It's not live. Shout out to everybody that's still here. Thank you to everyone who's liked, and thank you to everyone who's given us super chats. I really appreciate it. Have I missed anything in the chat? Am I missing anything? I don't think I am. Okay.
Pamela caught that gun though.
Yeah, Pam. Shout out to she's on her A game today.
Yeah. Eagle eyes.
Shout out to Active Self Protection. They don't need our help getting subs because they have 2 million, but they do pretty good videos within the civilian context of use of force scenarios. They do a pretty decent job of breaking this stuff down. But
Come on, guys, get us to 2 million subs. We're so close. Only 900,000.
I was about to say a lot ago, yeah.
198,000 more to go.
1,900,000 something or other, yeah.
God damn it, you're right. I don't do math.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. Thank you very much.
2 dudes
Math
on
is
a
for
motor.
nerds. Shout out to this button-down shirt with the little logo here.
Yeah.
Shout out to this is
logo.
John Correa with Active Self Protection. I'm gonna let this play a little bit. It's only 6 minutes. I'm not gonna do the whole 6 minutes, but we're gonna see the actual footage because he gives some context.
But today's guys regret their decisions.
I love active self.
It's pretty good.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson here at Active Self Protection. I'm your host, John Correa.
Okay, I know.
Control firsthand. And
Nope, no free ads.
Down the one in the back.
3D printing. Damn, they saw the logo. Damn it, they saw it again. What the hell, Josh? Wow, you're bad at this.
Josh was shopping right there, okay?
He said, "Damn it, they saw the logo."
We're gonna invoice you.
Yep, 100%.
Gonna invoice you for those 4 seconds.
Josh had to see what brand it was, okay?
That's what I wanted to know, yeah.
Yeah.
So he gives a good breakdown of this, and we'll kind of see it. I'll talk about it.
On the left is an off-duty cop, and you're going to see 2 dudes on a moto who are going to chase him down. The one in the back points a gun at him, says, "Hey, man, we want your moto." So our guy dumps that and says, "Okay, man, whatever you want," and then kind of jogs off, draws his firearm from behind cover, and re-engages these guys. And how? You have a gun. I have one of those too. Gets the first one, gets the second one. And they both lie down there and regret their life choices. Now,
that's what we call boys and girls. Fuck around and find out.
Hey, Fo.
Kristen Halsey, thank you for...
Christian.
Oh, it's Christian? Whatever. Christian Halsey. Pardon my dyslexia.
Come on now, man.
Thank you for the super chat. He says, "Go over the video I just sent in the Discord." Shout out. Okay, where's it? Where'd you put it?
He should have put it in podcast video link.
He even put it in the right place.
Bro, he's got it. He's on it.
Wait, no, it's from Fertile Forge.
Well, he sent it to Fertile.
Oh, okay. Based.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm adding it. I have it.
Oh, wait, no, did he put it in? No, he put it in general, bro. He got it in. Fertile Forge did his own thing.
Okay, I'm adding Fertile Forges. You guys are making me look at more videos. Damn
Chris
it.
Watson. Oh, Chris Watson's a different Christian. Oh, do we have 2 Christians in here?
Bro,
We do. We have Christopher. We have Christopher, and we have Christian. Now I'm the one that's messing up names. All right.
Look at that. Wow.
So both Chris's
Hold on.
dropped
I'm
some stuff in our Discord.
I'm going to go get his video. It said it's in general?
Yeah, there's 2 in general, 1 in podcast.
Thought you had it together, Juan.
Oh, shout out to whoever just joined. Yeah. Christian just joined. Shout out. Thank you for joining our Discord. Yeah. And we get to see our instant video access. Whoa, he needs to chill. Anyways, going back to this, fuck around and find out. Don't be robbing people.
HPD, was that a Houston video?
Yes, it was a Houston video. Shout out to Blank Forge in his city. We'll look at this one. It's not very long. We'll look at this one. Shout out to, let me get back to the chat.
Wyatt.
Christian for the video and for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Of the Houston Police Department. This critical incident briefing is intended to provide you with information about a Houston police officer-involved shooting that occurred in Splendora on August 23rd, 2022.
Splendora.
You're about to see
Oh,
video
nice area.
footage that is related to this incident. HPD conducts thorough investigations into officer-involved shootings during the very early stages of the investigation.
Every time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Also, what the hell is with those Class A's?
Those Class A's are pretty weak. Okay.
On Tuesday, officers were advised that an armed male suspect kidnapped a female at gunpoint from a business. The kidnapped female's supervisor had a previous dating relationship with the suspect and wanted to exchange the female employee for the supervisor.
What?
Houston, boys and girls. Houston.
It's
Hey,
wild.
moving on is free. So moving over somebody's free. Doesn't cost you time in jail. Doesn't cost you any money.
Oh my god.
You know.
No, the one I sent is in general. We'll figure it out, Blank. Don't you worry.
Prior to law enforcement arrival, the employee supervisor agreed to the
we pulled up all
exchange
3. We're fine.
and met with the suspect
We'll get to
in the area of 3115 line traveling northbound on U.S. Officers surrounded the vehicle. Mr. Porter reached for a gun and was shot by Houston police officers.
Shout out.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Houlihan, I think he's been involved with another shooting before.
What are we doing?
Hey, we have a couple SWAT
He said, not seeing my body.
He's gonna take a nap. He pulled up his little blanket.
Going in there together.
Hey, shout out to Motorola. These were the body cams you had.
Hey, shout out to Motorola. I did have
Cameras
Motorola
on.
ones.
Literally, he's got his little blankie. I love it.
Inside the store, guys. They're both inside the store.
Do you have a patrol blankie?
Is this like a Is this like a human trafficking thing? Like they're trying to bust him for human trafficking? Is that what it is? Like he agreed to exchange people or whatever? I don't know. This is weird.
No, it's a kidnapping. He just wants his ex-girlfriend. And he's holding a hostage.
Perfect.
Oh, I bet you he's covering his uniform. Like he's probably in an unmarked car and he's covering up his uniform.
Highway 59.
Like I said, patrol blanket.
Quite literally. Meth induced for sure. Great radio traffic.
Unintelligible.
Radio, they're going back in the car now. It's going back in the car now. They're loading back up.
We do sell blankets in our merch store, so if you guys want a patrol blanket, go check it out.
If you're a cop, don't buy one because it'll just say only cops on it, and you might get doxxed if you're trying to hide in your car.
You can get the Furmissile one. Like Michael, show him your Furmissile shirt.
If I can.
Hell yeah. So we'll get a Furmissile blanket for your canine. Whoa. Oh damn.
That's probably whoa, that one dude was chilling.
Well, she got out. Shout out.
Hold on. Hold what you got. Hold what you got. Hold what you got. Sergeant Duval, move. Hey, back out of there. There you go.
Everyone check yourselves.
Hey, everyone get behind cover right now.
Cover.
Here, get behind the scion. Get behind the scion.
The scion's not covered.
I mean, it's better than the gas pump, I guess.
So what happened here?
I don't know. They're trying to keep up the suspense. Did you skip?
Oh man.
Oh, shout out.
Shit.
Come here.
Shout out to extracting her out of there. He understood what his job was going to be in that moment, and that's get her out of there. That's pretty good police work, actually. Given the fuckery that was going on in the back, he's like, I have our victim. Let me get her out of here, and then we can sort out everything else later. Shout out to this guy. Great job.
You're okay. You're all right. You're okay.
Thank you.
You're okay. You're okay. You're all right. You're all right.
Notice physical contact's actually a good thing. Weirdly enough, in a lot of psychology, they talked about actually physically holding somebody is actually relatively comforting. Just the stimulation. I'm not recommending you go over and hug people, but it's also just making sure she doesn't fall. A lot of times what'll happen is when you have fight or flight kick in, when you come down from it, I've seen people pass right the fuck out. It's a weird, unnatural stress response that happens. She gets a huge dump of adrenaline, a huge dump of all the bad stuff, She goes running, and the second she realizes her safe, you can watch people's blood pressure just fucking plummet. Because it gets increased, and then what happens is after fight or flight, your body thinks you're dying, literally, and it tries to pull all your blood into your organs. Because if those things die, you die. The problem is the one organ that's not at your center is your brain, and that's what gets you to pass out. Also, hyperventilating will happen. Is when you're hyperventilating, you're not efficiently getting the carbon dioxide out, and it also contributes. Not one of those things will make you pass out, but a collection of all those things. So hold people when they just got out of a stressful situation because they might fall and then break their face or something crazy like that.
I think it's happening to Michael right now. He looks sleepy.
He does look sleepy.
Nah, I'm right here.
I was
Dude,
a SWAT patrol
cozy.
hostage rescue operation. It was okay, so it was a hostage rescue operation. Shout out.
Okay.
I want to see.
Sergeant
This is the guy that got yelled at.
Yeah, that's they were yelling at him. Oh, he's covered up too.
You can hear the gunfire.
Said no more flanking.
Shout out to No Crossfire. Come on. Work it. Figure it out.
Tactical reload, bro. Come on. Get his rifle? Hell yeah.
Cover, red car, cover.
Switching weapons is always faster than reloading.
Yep. What?
You meant to register.
Thank you for the Call of Duty reference. For those of you that are nerds like us. That being said, you should never be on patrol and only have the magazine that's in your gun. That also being said, yeah, a rifle's always better than a handgun once you're in a gunfight.
All right. Oh, someone just joined the Discord.
Do what?
Someone just joined the Discord.
I saw that. Yeah. Thank you for whoever just joined the Discord. Also, you can have. I complain a lot about having too much lethal cover on a target. If they've already shot at you, now all those rules go out the window. Now, fuck that guy. Shoot him until he stops moving.
He's still moving, man, get out!
God.
Shit jammed. Hold on.
My shit jammed. Oh, fuck that.
That's the first one that takes fire.
His shit jammed right away.
Oh,
let's see
man.
this.
Oh, that's a fucker moment.
Let's see. 1, 2,
If that had been a dog, it wouldn't have jammed.
maybe 3 or 4 rounds. Oh, he dropped his mag.
Dropped the mag.
He's still moving.
I have an extended magazine release. I bet you feel real smart when you have a paperweight in your fucking hands. Shout out to reloading pretty quickly. Shout out to that. But again, old boy with his 1980s Smith & Wesson didn't have his magazine fall out of his gun. Equipment will not make you a better police officer.
You know a great way to not have your magazine fall out of your gun? Use a revolver.
Bro, she was in the driver's seat. That whole... Do you see this? Look. Watch.
So he made her drive?
She just left the driver's seat. Jesus.
Oh my
You see where all these rounds are? Like, they were shooting within, like, a foot of her.
She got...
Shout out to these guys.
Very lucky.
Realness. This is... I'll let you guys Google what WWJD means. He was magged up. I send you to Jesus. Yes. Yes, sir, that is very true.
Send you to Jesus.
As Brian had said, I agree completely, Brian. He just had another malfunction with the magazine in there.
Good Lord.
I bet it looked cool though in the holster.
Man.
You know what won't?
He's never gonna live that one down.
You know what won't jam? A revolver.
A dog?
Or a dog, yeah. Barney Fife's out there like, I got all 6 of my rounds off, motherfucker. That's right. You got off 2.
Revolver ain't jamming.
As he's pulling out of that little pouch with the individual rounds in it.
Also, my guy's like straight, like 1, 2. Those 3 cops you just pointed a fucking muzzle at. Chill, my dude. Like, put your gun up at that point. Like, okay, I'm hands, I guess. Fuck, I'll get my taser out. Jesus.
He probably dropped it.
Yeah, good. Cover.
I'm glad they smoked that guy. Fuck that guy. Did I miss anything else in the Discord? Let me make sure I make our Discord people happy.
We gotta make sure you got the ones that they dropped in general chat.
Oh, what's going on? Polo Platinum. Thank you for joining. And then this is another one. I don't know what this is. What is this?
Christian Hulsey dropped it in the general chat.
Yeah,
he dropped Ross Kemp's counter-terrorist police training and then the HPD that we just watched.
These masked operations have been in use for over 20 years.
Okay, these guys aren't American. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, this says...
But I'm about to
driving on the wrong
focus on a new
side.
type of training that until recently was the exclusive domain of special
Shout out to the little
forces.
Ford Escape,
I'm
I think
going
that
to
is.
see firsthand what these armed officers are put through.
This is the first time that anyone's been granted access to see a counter-terrorist police team training.
This team is made up of regular police officers who have volunteered for the role. Their training is intense and involves an extra 14 weeks of tactical drills on top of the months of training it takes to become an armed officer.
Bro, they're dripped out. Look at this. I feel like an MPX or some shit here.
And they're continuously
they're being, you know,
95
pandemic friendly. Shout out.
I'm being taken through their tactics by Inspector
Shout out to the Peltors
Dex
and everything.
Dex, how are you? Ross, how are you, mate? Good, mate.
So you know what's wild? So in this country, only like these very special few elite police officers get to do this. I could literally take one next week to get this exact same training here in America. God bless America.
And we're working on setting that up so we can stream it.
100%. So my game plan, really, my game plan is to, okay, how hard is it to really do a shield with a revolver in a thing?
I'll do it. All I'm going to do for the next like 6 months is work out my left arm. It'll be like those, what's this thing? Arm wrestling champions, where it's just like one giant arm and then one scraggly little nothing. That's
Shout
gonna
out,
be me.
Shout out to America.
Although with my revolver, I probably need to do the same thing for my.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah.
Freaking Magnum.
She was in the driver's seat and didn't get shot. There was some accuracy from this. Shout out to those guys. That was really a hard, minus old Jam-O-Matic guy over there. Everybody else, shout out to everybody that shot and didn't hit this chick and then got her to safety because fuck that guy for taking her hostage. And I hope he took the dirt nap challenge. No Scottish accents today. What you doing? What you doing? You got a super chat. Yeah, it's 20.
Scottish accent paid free.
Yeah, it's $20 to punish the whole.
It costs more than moving on.
Can you tell me what's about to take place? Yeah, well, the guys now are doing a dynamic search. So in a counter-terrorism operation, they're going to be gaining.
Dynamic searches are the scariest fucking thing you can do as a police officer. So deliberate. Or just to give you guys an inside track on this is when I'm not in a hurry, right? I don't have an exigent circumstance. All I know is I'm going in there to go do hood rat stuff. So it's like a building search or I'm securing an area. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to pie stuff. Dynamic, as it sounds, is you go as fast as you possibly can because you have a threat that you're trying to take care of. It is not fun.
Yep.
Some Call of Duty shit, and it's a good way to get shot.
Gaining entry, quick time into the premises using explosive method of entry.
He flinched. What a pussy.
Many of these officers were deployed after the Manchester attack of 2017.
Okay. So Dex, if you were on the other side of that door, what would happen to you? So if you're on the other side of the door, you'd obviously get the shockwaves that probably knock you off your feet, Ross, but most of the charge is going back outside the
You can tell it's cold because you can see their breath.
Yeah. So it wouldn't necessarily kill you then? Absolutely not.
Once inside the building, the team then used stun grenades to disorientate whoever is inside.
A 9-bang, these guys, jeez.
Oh, Goofy's happy at that.
They're trying to
9-bangs.
Okay then, Ross. How about you coming
They're
inside?
like, yeah, fuck your house.
So what's funny is like, so we have all this equipment, right? And so SWAT gets this equipment and patrol, at least in the States, like we get, like I have access to a rifle, I have access to a helmet, I have access to plates. Depending on if you're like a specialized unit like Heat, you're probably going to also get access to potentially night vision. I doubt you get flashbangs on patrol unless you're SWAT. You might have like CS gas and stuff like that. But like in America, and this is a unique thing specifically in Texas, so our fear was, and this happened a few times, is that you do the 9-bang and the gas and you yell and you blow open the door and there's a guy sitting there with a M1A in his lap with his gas mask on, sitting in a chair staring at you as you walk in.
Oh my God.
I could have killed you. I chose not to. And you take the guy into custody or whatever, but like that's a reality here. And y'all went like, oh, that cop was scared. In the States, it's different. And I just want to say that. Or like, again, specifically like in the South was a very rich gun culture. And so you got to think at the back of your mind, when you're a police officer, and this is unique to there, this is for terrorist operations because only terrorists would require this level of force. It is very easy and very common that you have, gang members or just disgruntled citizens that, for whatever reason, they believe that some people's lives matter than others, or they, don't believe in election. That for whatever reason that they decide to get pissed off and arm themselves, they can do that, and you as patrol are forced to go deal with that. And so a lot of people will complain and say, well, the police are militarized or too militarized. I am okay with that as long as citizens get to do it too. But you have to understand this is not the game you play. You want to get to keep your guns, you have to be okay with the police having theirs because you're still tasking them with policing a population that has access to this type of firearms. So I think it's ironic and kind of weird, like culture breaking for me because I'm like, bro, I went into a few people's apartments and this was what they had in their closet. I was like,
and
he's like, I'm
that's your house.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that's true. There's that too. There's that
Somebody
too.
goes into your house.
Yeah,
They're gonna find,
that's true.
These guys have less than you do.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'd actually be disappointed when you would go into those houses.
You're going to go into this room now. So when the team come in, mate, they're going to make an entry in here dynamically. They're going to use stun grenades to get into the premises there or into.
Must be nice to have stun grenades, dude. They were like, you have the first guy to eat the first bullet, and everyone else's job is to take care of him. We gave you body armor for a reason.
Depending on obviously what kind of threat they present, the hostage takers will also be dealt with or neutralised depending on the threat they're offering towards either you or the officers coming in the room. If you want to stand over in the corner, mate.
Right. He's gonna get scared.
Oh yeah.
It's actually tense doing this. I mean, I know what's about to happen. Can you imagine what, in a real hostage
He's perfectly safe.
Actually feel?
What? Okay.
Airsoft?
Did you see that transition?
It's simunitions, and yes, that was pretty. That's pretty decent. Yeah. I believe these guys are getting pretty decent training with some of this stuff. That they're learning.
Yeah.
They're learning from SAS and guys like that. These are pretty hardcore dudes.
He got down quick.
Oh yeah.
He did not want that smoke.
Very effective. Yeah, whether you're.
Anyways, pretty cool. They got access to some cool stuff. Thank you to whoever shared that. Also, thank you to everyone who monetized their stream because we just got copyright for the audio. So.
Oh my god.
That's what happens when you play things that got music in it. Did I get everything?
And there's one more. Did we get the one that was in the podcast thread?
Let me check. Not the bottom one. I can't do that one.
Yeah. Jesus.
I have that one pulled up. I have that one pulled up right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
I'm honoring the chat.
Want to get to our super chats.
Join our Discord and the super chats that have happened. So, woman gets shot after stabbing a San Diego. Is it San Diego? Yeah, San Diego police officer in the chest. Oh shit.
Shout out to K9 Diego though.
Residents at the location serve civil. Oh, they were serving her paperwork. This makes more sense.
I've seen this one. I think we actually watched this one a while back.
Oh, we did see this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Asian lady, and they were giving her.
Right, that was in the apartment.
So yeah. I'll give you guys our quick breakdown of this. We did do this about a month or two ago, maybe longer.
It was like 4 months ago, dude. This one was
from
March.
My biggest complaint here was that this guy didn't make space, specifically, and that's why I fast forwarded to this portion. She's got a knife in her hand, and she's in there, and they're serving civil paperwork. And they can enforce civil paperwork with a certain level of force. Let's say they're evicting her. They're going to be forcibly evicting her from this residence, right? She's probably already been served before. She knew she was supposed to be evicted. She knew she wasn't supposed to be there, and they told her, if you don't vacate, we're going to take you out of there. So I'm okay with them using force because she's posing a deadly threat. However, don't get in a standoff with the person with the knife if you have a gun in your hand at 10 feet away. Let's have this discussion from as far away as we can have it. Also, you could have at this point started using less lethal munitions. There's things of that nature that could be done differently. The other issue I had... This is a lot of officers for a small amount of space, right? Including Doggo. All of which are either contributing in some way, shape, or form with lethal, maybe a taser, or whatever. But when you have this many people in that small space, you cannot move. And right now, agility is going to be your best friend. I think at max, I might have a 4-person arrest team. Everybody else, and LAPD get mad at me, everyone else is designed to keep everyone else out of the scene. They can go ahead and secure the hallway to make sure nobody gets there. Exactly.
This is the time to do
This
it,
is
guys.
the time to do it. I'm listening. Michael, go.
And depending on how that canine is trained, this is one of the situations where I would be okay with sending in the dog.
Sure.
Because that dog is going to go for the hand that has the knife and disable it.
Yeah.
So the dog will be safe. But
so this is kind of my complaint. If I can find it, I'll send it to you, Christopher. If you were the one, I believe that sent it. So I will send this to you, but we did do a pretty thorough breakdown of this. And eventually, I'll show you why you don't have this many people there. They eventually go in to go make the arrest. They did not have an arrest plan, and it was very apparent.
Hands, where you at? Where you at? Sheriff, Kirby! I'm holding. Go. Hands! Let me see your hands.
That should have been shot number 1 of less lethal. That should have been shot number 2 of less lethal. Pepper ball gun should have been deployed.
if you have it, use it.
OC spray could have been utilized.
What about the dog?
Throw the 9 bang in there.
Yeah, throw the 9 bang in there. They said dog. They kept mentioning dog. The dog could not get past the 85 fucking officers that they had on scene, and that's why you don't have that many. If you are less lethal, you do not need to be standing in between lethal cover and everybody else, or this happens. This is also what Crossfire looks like, which is why she gets shot before she gets to the hallway, because we have arrest plans, things in place to keep ourselves from being detriments to each other.
By the way, rip that officer that's getting bit by the canine.
Oh, that's right.
Rip that off.
Is that work related?
Brown and tans.
Will that be covered?
I think that would be covered, yeah.
One, I'm not repeating what you said, but shame on you for what you said.
And the other canine handler shows up like, oh God.
Go ahead and show me 10-7. I'm good. 10-8. I'm not part of this call. Turn off my body cam. I'm out. Deuces. Yeah, it's good. It's a good call, but there was a lot of, again, there's poor tactics being applied to a situation. It's the last video that we have, so unless we get any other ones from the Discord, I will pull them up if we can. And then we'll be doing the after party afterwards for those of you that are part of our Discord. Shout out to them. And thank you to everyone who monetized the stream, because I fucked it up in the first 30 seconds, and that one video fucked it up for the copyright strike that we got for that. I believe this is another Jinja Ninja video. It's a fugitive armed robber arrested after breaking lockdown to buy Call of Duty with a friend.
I'm with it. I'm for it.
Yeah.
God bless it. Like, you should have already had Call of Duty. I don't get it.
Yeah. Also, digital copies are a thing now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you just download it. It's not hard. You're really trying to get it. It's 2022. You should have a.
Hi, chaps.
2021 still.
Let's have a quick chat. Why are we in town today? Why are we both in town today?
This is what we call a pretextual stop or a Terry stop. And they just feel that they don't like that you're in town, and so they're just going to stop you and ask why you're in town. We're talking about this. Now, they don't have constitutional protections where they're at. But I'd be curious to see how this investigation goes down. They said, why are you in town?
To get the new Call of Duty because I can't sit around in lockdown.
Where do you live?
I live in Steshworth.
They have Magna Carta protections.
Magna Carta protections.
Not appropriate travel. Okay. I'm going to check your details, because blatantly, you both saw us walking up here, and then you turned around and you've come walking around.
He kicked him first. He deserves the arrest. However, they said that we saw you walking, and then you blatantly turned around and walked away, and that's why we've encountered you, right? As far as PC goes, I'm sure they have an ordinance in their law that says I can stop anyone and everyone for any time to verify that you were in compliance with their lockdown, is the way that their laws work. This was talked about in Texas. I know this because I was a police officer at the time. And patrol. I remember sitting in a briefing and saying, well, let's look at this. So, this rifle that I have to carry and the body armor I have to have and, the car and the emergency button and all that stuff. So we live in Texas, right? Like,
and that was the conversation.
Yeah, I was like, if you're going to ask me to go ahead and be shaking everybody down for their papers to see if it's their time to go to QT, I'm going to go ahead and going to hand you my gun. I'm going to hand you my badge because I ain't doing that shit. So, and that's how that conversation went, and we didn't have to do it, so. The conversation was talked about and under emergency powers, and there was a big conversation about it. Ultimately, there's a lot of constitutional protections that would protect you, even from the investigation. So this is from an American police standpoint. However, from wherever this was, West Midlands? I don't know where that's at. Is that UK?
Yeah, somewhere in the West, probably in the middle.
You motherfucker. So, anyways, I think... ultimately, they probably did have provisions, and they would have notified the civilians population, or as we call them, subjects in these places, because they're not citizens. Yeah, they have a queen, so they're subjects.
Well, they did.
They did.
Bro.
So, anyways, they were notified that they're not supposed to be there. He knew that. Where he gets the big L for me and why he deserves to go to jail is he then decides to try to nut kick the officer that's over here, technically just doing his job. But in America, we call it tyranny. There they just call it a lockdown, and they're enforcing a lockdown. So it is what it is. You pay taxes there, you get to complain about your stuff. Do I have anything else video-wise? Did I miss anything?
Everyday policing there.
Your populace decides that's what they democratically want.
Exactly. That's the law. That's the law.
That's called a democracy, and you can have that. But
exactly. Christian, we did do this video as well. It's where LAPD gets in a shooting with a guy that had the Keltec KSG. Guy gets smoked from a dude in a window after he shoots a police officer. Good tactics. It was a SWAT team. They fucking wrecked it. They did as good as they could have done given the situation. If you would like to get a bigger conversation about that stuff, you can join us in the after party. After party happens in our Discord. Our Discord is accessible through our Patreon, which is as little as $1 a month, and that gives you direct access to us to talk shit all of the time. And send us videos. Literally all of these videos were provided by our Discord. Heck, some happened live. They joined our Discord while we were live and on the internet. And like I said, I honored that by actually covering it. If you guys like this type of content, we go live twice a week. On Tuesdays, it's Tactical Tuesdays, and we play video games, things of that nature. And then on Thursdays, like today, we do body cam breakdowns and cover all the news for the week. We also have produced content. Thank you to Producer Juan. That we have filmed. We have a huge backlog that we're still trying to push out to you guys of Officers React and things of that nature. We're going to be switching some stuff up. We have some gear reviews that we have to release. I'm going to be talking about flashlights, boots, guns, all that kind of cool stuff. And then I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I want to thank everybody that gave us super chats for monetizing this because I fucked that up in the first 30 seconds. I want to thank Roman Fat Cat, Christopher Watson, Poofy Pigeon, Christian Halsey, Blank Forge, who am I missing? Blazing Powers, Brian A, Realness 1665, Poofy again for the super chats, Christian again for the super chats, Pamela, if you're still here, you always make my day, Peerless Mastodon, no, Perilous Mastodon. I got it right this time. Perilous Mastodon for me fucking up your name for the 15th time. I want to thank... I think Jacob was here for a little bit. I know Sweeper. Yeah, Sweeper was here. Want to give him a big shout out. Manifold, who showed up. Alec Martinez, my guy, for showing up. I'm scrolling. I think I got everybody. I know Sergeant George was here earlier as well. And Explorer was here earlier. So hopefully you guys got to hear where I got to shout you guys out. To everybody else, I'll be joining you guys in the after party. I'll be there for a couple minutes and then I got to go hang out with the wife. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel in our demonetized times. So until next time, thank you for riding 4-man with us. Thank you, Michael, for joining us for this breakdown and having a decent microphone this time. Thank you to our favorite badge bunny, Kristen, for letting us borrow him for this video. And thank you, producer Juan, for providing PNGs and the civilian eyes for some of these things to keep me grounded and to keep me honest. Hey, Kristen, what's going on? Let's see. Pamela, I hope you have a great weekend too. We might be jumping on and doing some streams on our Twitch, which is brand new. We're going to be calling it off-duty streams. So if you guys have access to Twitch, I think is that what it's called? Off-duty streams? Off-duty streaming? Is Juan listening to me? Juan's ignoring me.
What?
What's our Twitch called?
Our Twitch is Off Duty Bros.
Off Duty Bros. So you get to go check us out. We're going to stream random stuff there. We're doing like Age of Empires. What are we doing? Diablo, some D&D games. Was it Divinity? Divinity.
All kinds of stuff.
Anyways, we're going to do some wild stuff.
I was going to do like freaking movie club and all kinds of crap.
Yep.
So
we're probably during Christmas. We're probably going to do Die Hard during Christmas if you guys want to watch it with us. We can do a lot of that stuff on Twitch. So you guys go check us out there if you're looking it up here. Everyone else, I will see you in the after party. Until next time, boys, and Pamela and Kristen.
Come join us.
Come join us.
Yes, Lord.
Peace. Oh.